Oh, say, can you see the light? What's so proudly shouldn't have turned down those cue cards.
Welcome back to United States of Australia. I am the Aussie Guy. And yes, this is my birthday grift. This is not a show. This is not a show. This is a grift. And joining me to grift is my friend and yours, just Josh. How are you, brother?
Doing good, Ozzy. How you doing, man? I'm here for the grift.
I appreciate you being here for the grift.
And a happy birthday to you as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm on the morning beers. As Stuttering John says, they're glorified water, but if you want to pay me to get fucking obliterated, I'm up for it. You pay me, tell me to drink, it's game on. And also joining us, I don't have a joke and I'm in a good mood. So welcome, Robbie.
So that means you're in a bad mood every single other time we do a podcast because you always have a joke.
No, it was hard to go to a dark place in like spur of the moment. Mm-hmm. You know, if I'm in a good mood, but I've pre-prepared meanness, no worries. But I wasn't pre-prepared and I couldn't go to that dark place. You know?
He's in a jovial mood, Robbie, so let's roll with it.
Yeah, exactly.
For long. I seem to be like the kryptonite to jovial is me, so we'll see how it goes.
Kryptonite to jovial. What does that mean?
Kryptonite, like I cancel out. You don't know what kryptonite is?
I know what kryptonite is. I want you to explain it to me.
Moods. I walk into a room and everyone gets depressed.
No, Robbie. No. You bring joy and mirth to
smiles. Nothing but smiles.
Well, what it is you being so depressed and like
it's like I live.
Yeah. It sort of sucks it away from everyone else. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You create this depression and anxiety vacuum. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why you're so huge.
You're literally sucking it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, mate, and we'll make some sort of dick joke there for sure. So good stuff. It's very unusual, and maybe I'm wrong. Actually, you know what? No, I won't turn you up. I'll turn me up, headphones-wise, because maybe it is just me. I don't want to blow the audience's ears out, but Robbie doesn't seem as loud as he normally is. So
that's because I'm not using the Yeti mic.
Oh, you're using the onboard mic?
Yeah. Because
you sound all right. You sound all right. Okay. We'll crack on. So it was a big day for the toe today. So we are going to just fly by the seat of our pants a little bit. We're going to check out what the Clippers have clipped because a lot has happened with toe. But because it's my birthday, Griff, and it's not really a show, I'm going to do a roll call. So Sir Franklin says, let's go. Let's go indeed. Whoops.
Gino's drunk.
Jet 13, or is it Jet I? No, is it? Yeah, anyway. Gino is drunk. Yes, I will be soon also. Six-string man. Flat broke Gino lives in a bottle of Jameson. Yes, he does. He does live in a bottle of Jameson. United States of Australia with supertip.gg/USA. That'd be USOA, sorry. That'd be great. Definitely great. Go there, do that. Chris Mack says, evening, folks. Good evening, Chris. Good to see you here. And, of course, Jason and Mesa has joined us and said, hey. So there you go.
Is it a Bacchanal Thursday?
Oh, God.
It is a Bacchanal Thursday.
It's a Bacchanal Thursday. Drink.
Beep, bop, boop.
Indeed. Oh, Coach Futterman, sorry. Would you fly to Minnesota to do a live stream while Aaron picks up garbage on side of a highway?
Yes.
I definitely would. Like, that's something like, yeah, absolutely. Like, live stream right next to him while he does it. I absolutely would do that.
Or even just videotaping him. Like, I don't want to get
That's round. That's a round trip flight now. That's a round trip. So
yeah, it's more. Could I necessarily afford to do that? No, but you guys probably could. You guys could get yourself over to Minnesota. So maybe we send Robbie on a mission. You can head to Minnesota. Maybe catch a Twins game, and in the process,
that's the exact reason I volunteered to begin with. By the way.
Oh really? You're liking the Twins this season?
No, I hear their stadium's pretty nice. So
okay. Well, by that, do you mean their hot dogs are really big, or they've got really good nachos, or something? Is that
no? Actually, sadly, I actually would know which the stadium well known for the best food is the White Sox, and they're so bad I wouldn't even want to go. I mean, when your team is the definition of AIDS and you play on the south side of Chicago, you have to have something to get people in the door. So they have these like foot-long milkshakes and stuff like that have won awards in the milkshake industry and stuff like that. And so it would. I haven't heard anything all that crazy about the Twin Stadium, though. Minnesota does have the Juicy Lucy, which is like a Minnesota famous type of cheeseburger.
You get Robbie started on food, and it is, it's like it's like a rock rolling down a hill, or a boulder rolling down a hill. Once he starts moving, there's no stopping him. Yes, exactly. I love it. Coach Futterman again says maybe Aaron should have to do community service at a domestic violence shelter. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad suggestion. Cupcakes Corner with American Cupcake says, "What's happening, boys? Not much, Cupcake. Not much. Just doing a live stream." How's my Aaron impersonation going? Like Aaron interacting with the chat. I don't know. I feel like I've got this down. Ribman is here. What is Robbie's fascination with footlong? Well, I don't know, Ribman. I don't know. Dear. Oh, Sir Franklin's here and says all fair game. Thank you, Sir Franklin. I think it is all fair game. Yes, agreed. Oh, dear.
It was court day for Aaron, right?
Yes, it was. Sorry.
Okay. I was just like...
I just completely went blank for a second. I was looking at something on my screen.
No, you didn't go to jail. I just said he had court.
Yeah,
no,
right.
But Ozzy paused in such a way like, wait, did we miss something that makes that statement like somehow stupid? Like, you didn't see what happened? Like, I was like, wait, what's going on?
He was hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Jason and Mesa says DV could stand for disabled veteran. Also, that's true. There's still people that think he still at least pocketed some money out of the disabled veterans fundraiser. Cupcakes Corner with American Cupcake says birthday stream ? Yes. It is my birthday, Cupcake. So we're doing a birthday grift like children, because grown men don't celebrate their birthdays, but I do because I'm a child. David R. Fuller says, happy birthday, Vegemite, kangaroos, crowded house, etc. Kangaroos or whatever. They're actually kind of annoying. They can total your car. They're like deer.
I was going to say deer.
They'll just jump out in front of your car. But they're fine. They're fine animals. Vegemite can go fuck itself. I hate Vegemite. Crowded house, good band. I like Crowded House. Oh, Cupcake is here on Super Tip. Thank you, Cupcake, heading over to supertip.gg/USOA. Sorry, Cupcake's Corner with American Cupcake. I should large screen myself, shouldn't I?
You should.
Happy birthday, brother, with $20. Happy birthday, brother. Thank you, American Cupcake. You are a very good egg. I appreciate you for that. Oh, wrong one again. Well, Robbie doesn't fit.
Damn.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
That's not fair. That's mean. I was doing something in the background. Jesus.
Don't worry, we got the library.
Yeah, that's not.
We got the what?
We got the library back.
No, I was trying to put together a slide for my presentation, but it's not going to work on the fly.
So the thing that you were putting together,
Yeah,
you were going to do on the show for my birthday. Is that
that'll
what you're
work.
telling me?
It was the way I was going to present it was I was like, oh, I could just put each photo as a slide, but it's not working real well. So I'll just have to go photo by photo.
I just noticed myself doing what my old man does. I was doing some like cropping of a window, and I noticed my tongue go as I tried to go one way. I was like, don't do that. So thorough Joe Burrow, thank you very much for the $9.99. Happy birthday, AG. Appreciate the weekend content. Checking it.
Shout out Shaw Morant, by the way, with the Grizzlies.
Checking out to watch Grizzlies versus Timberwolves. Fair enough.
Hold on. You do a gun emoji, a gun celebration again, we'll suspend you. So now he does grenade celebrations in the last game.
Good on him.
Fucking grenades like it's Counter-Strike.
Take it to the next level, man. Take it to the next level.
Improvement, sort of.
I love it.
I'm cool with the grenade toss.
Yeah, it's
fucking
great.
frag
I love
out.
Jar.
Frag out.
Jar is I mean, some of his poster dunks and shit are just so insane. It's like, how do you not love watching Jar Morant?
In the history of...
Yeah, he takes it on. He just goes, "I'm going to launch. I'm going to give it a go." It's amazing. Thank you so thorough, Joe Burry. I love your clipping, dude. You're one of the best clippers out there.
Yes, awesome content.
You really add to the videos. He's probably already gone to go watch the basketball, but if you come back to watch it later, you are one of the best in the business. And joining us now, he didn't respond to me. I messaged him a day or so ago to come on, and he didn't reply. And I was like, have I done something to piss this guy off? Because he didn't reply. And then about 10 minutes before we went live, I get this message, "Oh my God, I only just saw this, blah, blah, blah." So for the first time, putting his face on screen, well, on our show, I don't know if he's been on another show. He was off camera last time in AC, but he's here to show us his beautiful face. NJ Ranger, welcome to the birthday Grift.
Happy birthday, big dog. What's up, fellas? How you been?
Good.
How you doing?
You?
Not too bad. Again, I miss out on a lot this afternoon. I took a nap when I got back home, a la Carl with his mandolin, and then I woke up and apparently Aaron was on MLC. And a lot happened, and I was like Rip Van Winkle. But I was not at all big timing you. I wish that I was cool enough to do that. But I think that you read my reaction properly. It's like, oh shit! What I went through my messages. Oh my God, bro! Like, it's your birthday? Yes, that was me.
Nice.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us. It's been a while. You joined us for the AC recap and live on the boots on the ground. So it's good to have you here for, well, it's not a normal show again. It's not a show, it's a grift, but a lot has happened. But I am doing my Aaron Imholt impression of going through the chat as they come in, because it's moving about as fast as Aaron's chat. So I can get to all of them. Is that Jet 13 or is that an my
Jet 13?
It is 13?
Yeah.
Poor Rob. I guess he couldn't be bothered. I assume he's talking about Robbie?
I don't know.
Take it to the limit one more time. Jet 13 again. Thank you. Jackie, happy birthday, friend. Thank you, Jackie. Yes, after this, by the way, go back and check out Towing the Lie. We did that at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, the second episode with the Pretty Antisocial Girls and Eccles over on the Pretty Antisocial channel. We had a good time. We were going over Aaron talking shit about Pretty Antisocial Girls, and we had a good time chatting. So thorough, Joe Burry says dunk on Wemby was nuts. Abs, Ja Morant. I don't know that, like, my favorite basketball player of all time, and in my opinion, the greatest dunker of all time is Dominique Wilkins.
No, I'm just joking.
I knew where he was going. Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, I know.
Dominique stuffed it. Like, he threw the ball in as hard as you possibly can. He was always trying to, try and break the rim, whatever. Ja has that about him, where he's not only just trying to dunk it It's like he's trying to hurt the ball or something. It's
He's like
or hurt the rim.
a skinny version, small version of Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin always had that violence to his dunks.
Not quite like Dominique though. Dominique had the signature. Every time he threw it down, you hear the rim bend down and snap back up.
Oh,
Old school.
Anyway,
yeah.
old
I was
school.
because they were, for some reason, they were showing Blake Griffin highlights on Twitter, and everyone was retweeting it the other day. And I was thinking, like, in today's modern NBA, would he have even been a top 10 pick? He was a guy that was okay defensively, but his thing was dunking, and he couldn't shoot at all. And today, it's all about shooting the three and playing defense. And
What's he really known for? Dunking over a Kia?
Yeah,
I mean, is that what I'm...
like? I know they chalked up his like kind of fall off the cliff to injuries, but it also coincides with the fact that once they could spread him out and he could never learn how to shoot. Like Cousins was like DeMarcus Cousins before all his Achilles started going every which direction. When he realized the league was going to just chuck threes everywhere, even he started shooting threes, you know? So like, it's interesting. Some of those guys from even 10 years ago, you wonder, or like LaMarcus Aldridge, like, how would he have adapted in today's game?
All right. Let's not get too.
Don't go heavy NBA, my friend.
Let's not get too far into the NBA weeds. All right.
Well, you said you didn't have anything prepared, so I figured.
Yeah. But then when you start bringing up LaMarcus Aldridge and shit, it's all right. Now we're losing everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Young Old Vibe says love NJ Ranger. All right, I'm not going to keep. The chat is actually having a slow pace to it now, and I'm not going to try and keep up with it. But I will bring up Jason and Mesa says Sean Kemp was the man. What I will say is when the Hawks traded Dominique to the Clippers, I was so mad. That was probably as good a chance the Hawks had at winning a championship that year, and they traded him right before the playoffs. I just turned on the Hawks at that point, and Sean Kemp and the Sonics became who I started supporting. So
the glove, Gary Payton.
Yes, but Shane M is here with $20. Thank you very much. Happy birthday. Do you have a number to shit in your hand? That's a good point. Melton was on earlier, and I can't remember what brought it up. He was watching something, anyway, he said, give me a number, or if people paid me to shit in my hand and show it to the camera. And then he started riffing on it, and then he decided on 10 grand. If he got 10 grand, he would shit in his hand and show it on the camera.
Okay.
I would do that for 10 grand.
So it started out like he said, I'm going to be going for another hour and a half. Like if you get it in the next hour and a half. And then he's extended it now. He's extended it till midnight. And
is this currently going?
So he went off air and he said he's coming back later. And I texted him. I said, could you at least give me a couple of hours to stream before you come steal my 30 to 50 people?
I was like, are you talking about a story in the past? What are the odds? Okay.
Yeah, so it's still going. So midnight on the West Coast is the deadline. So yeah, if you go to donate to Milton, don't donate to us.
Yeah, just cut that
Melton.
goal in half. Say $5 grand, and we'll do it. We completely cut his shitting on the.
All right, Robbie. All right, fuck Melton's 10 grand. $5 grand here.
Undercut
$5 grand here. Robbie will shit in his hand and show it to the camera, and I'll give Robbie probably 400 to 500 of that. So,
what? No. Are you what?
There's a lot of taxes involved in there, man.
I didn't even factor in you on this. I thought you would just.
Well, the money's got to come to me first, champ. Anyway, our people of Walmart, Isaac Walmart is here. Thank you very much for the 10 Canadian dollars, which is basically 10 Australian dollars. They're kind of neck and neck in the currency. For the goal or course, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tonight's target goal is Robbie's weight.
Oof. That'd be a pretty good day. It'll be a good day, especially if it came in on Super Tip.
That's right. It wouldn't be bad.
Send Rochi the link, you MF Cal. Actually, good point. I'll send it to Rochi. Absolutely.
I didn't know if you'd seen it yet. So.
That Rochi, he's the scum of the earth.
Yeah. I think the last time I sent Rochi a DM would have been the last time I sent him a link. So
is that when it was like 3 in the morning my time, and I was like, I can't be up. I tried to get up that early for it.
I don't know.
Oh
no. No, Rochi was on. He was on a Sunday morning show.
Oh, okay. That was somebody else.
Maybe you were off that way. Yeah, 100%. December 22nd. Oh, sorry. Yeah, December 22nd. I sent Rochi a StreamYard link. That was our last interaction.
Remember we interviewed Ben Mallard at like 3 in the morning Pacific time? That was something. That was actually one of the few interviews I did on that show that wasn't in the middle of the night for me. That one was like 7 p.m. for me. Yeah, and I had just gotten off like an 8-hour shift. I've never been more dead than after that interview was done.
Dumb Blonde, member for 1 month, says, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you for being a member. Young Old Vibe says, NJ face reveal is epic.
There we go.
Look, I know you've been around in a lot of a lot of the chats and stuff in the Dabbleverse. So yeah, is this a big reveal today? Obviously, you met people at AC and shit, but
well, like okay, at AC, somebody when I was in the room for the big KB stream, one of our dear friends and chatters, Shades Cal, was super chatted KB, and it was like, oh, can we see people? Where's NJ Ranger? And so I jumped on then, not knowing, like, I was keeping to my jurisprudence of no face, no case. But again, like somebody, it's the classic $5 is $5. So I wasn't going to disappoint her. So I hopped on for a second. Chad was behind me. It was very awkward because, again, I had been busting Chad's balls for a month and a half straight about this event, and then I was a hater and a troll. But once again, as many people say this, folks, like, okay, face to face, zero smoke from this guy. So he was being very awkward. He made a like a stealing credit card joke, like kind of unprompted, like without me having to. So yeah, all this to say that that was a happenstance. Me having my face on camera that has now thankfully been forgotten to history because I look like a bum. But now I am within my own quarters and happy to be actually invited to someplace I like to be.
Well, I'm glad you like to be here. We like having you. Is that do you have a monobrow situation going on there, or
yeah, I need to adjust this. Yeah, as you can see, I'm very it requires a lot of maintenance, but it's also shadow as well. There's a little bit of both.
Yeah, fair. What is the lineage of your family? I've got some theories on what you look like, but I'm not going to come out and say it.
Yeah, no, I'm Greek, Italian, and Irish. I'm like a tri-state area mutt, basically.
Yeah.
What was your guess?
I was going to say Greek. There's a show called back in the 90s, there was a show called Acropolis Now in Australia, comedy, and it was about all these Greek people. And when I looked at you, I was like, he looks like he could have been in that show for sure.
Yeah, I try to own it. Like, although in Greece they always bust my balls, and like, especially when I have my beard out, that I look like a rabbi. But that's neither here nor there.
You said it because I was thinking it.
Yeah, no, Robbie, like, trust me, I get it. But again, being from the tri-state area, it's like sort of that it has a cyberpunk, like nobody, it like doesn't really matter what anybody's ethnicity is because we're so far in the future and we're everything kind of thing, which I like. But sometimes it can be manifested in a shitty way. For example, Andrew Schultz with that black scent. Like, bro, us from this area, we all use a certain level of Ebonics, like, and that's fine. So then why do you have to, yo, it's me on the pod, yo? Like, that's, it's superfluous. It's a hat on a hat.
Jason and Mesa says an NJ Ranger could be Rocco's younger brother. I see it.
That was exactly what they were saying in AC, which I appreciate more than being Gene. Like, I don't want to be Rocco can get compared to Gino. That's fine.
Yeah.
I want to be like at least one chess move away from Gino. That's how.
Yeah. The angle I thought you were going there, I was going to say it doesn't make you as talented as Rocco, because I know Steel Toe. I remember he would wear his Jim Cornette shirt, and people think Jim Cornette looks like him, and so he took it as a compliment. It's like, you're not as talented as Jim Cornette, you just kind of look like him. Mr. Z, Robbie looks like Thor on God. Oh yeah,
in God of War, which is a video game. And
God of War.
What's so special about that? And then I can see it here just a second.
Guest I'll be getting to in 2 seconds. Robbie is like the Highlander, but if they had to eat the other immortals to get their powers. Hey Moody, let us know if you want to pop on. I'll send you a link if you want to join us for the birthday Grift. All right, Grift. All right, now joining us, and we are about to officially get into our first segment of the show, but I've been wanting to get this lovely lady on the show for a while. Unfortunately, no camera, which we'll talk a little bit about her background. Moody's at work. She was on Shmuel Buckman's show a little while ago. I really enjoyed the conversation she had with Shmuel, and about a minute in, I was like, she's been in broadcasting or something. She's had something to do in broadcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shaka John.
Hello. Hello. How are you? It's my awful Australian accent. No, I'm not going to talk like that the whole time. I get all of my accents off of Muriel's Wedding and Chris Lilly, right? That's his name. The guy from Southern Heights High. Yep. Yeah. That's where it comes from. Hello. Happy birthday, Shmuel. It really is your birthday, right?
It is. Yeah.
I'm not Shmuel. I'm sorry. I just called you Shmuel. Yeah. You were talking about Shmuel. Happy birthday, Aussie Guy.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm happy to tell you that. So what is the next segment? What's going on? I've had a big old day, and I just got here, baby.
All right, well, if you want to know what the next segment is...
Aaron's boring, and April adds nothing. It's gonna be great. We're scripting this morning. Come on. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's gonna be mediocre as fuck. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp.
Mediocre as fuck.
Oh my goodness. So who are they again? Just kidding. Totally no. I mean, yes, I know more about them than like people who are actually close in my life, I feel like.
I think we all know more about Aaron and April than we have any right to. Thanks to Aaron, we know all this stuff. Naclo 2.0 member for 1 month. Thank you. Is it Aussie's B-Day? Happy birthday. Thank you. It is. It's not a lie. I'm not faking it.
The Grift is real. The Grift is real.
So it's been a big day in the tow law. It was the big settlement hearing. I forget what the name of the hearing was today. I think originally it was a motion hearing, but then I think it became a settlement hearing because they had a deal tabled, etc.
$50 and what was the other thing? It was like a $50 fine. Was what the movie was saying. Yeah.
We're gonna, Robbie, if you could get to work on presenting the Style 19 clip of Aaron talking about his deal. We will watch some stuff. But yeah, Shaka, have you been? I assume you have been following the saga in recent
Absolutely.
months.
No, I have for sure. Today, I didn't see anything specific because I was working today. However, I have been following it, so I would love a little update.
Which clip?
Aaron talks about his plea deal.
This one. Okay.
Play a clip.
Whoa.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so I wanted to originally when I invited you on, I tried to have Shaka come on a couple of months back, and things didn't work out on that occasion. And then I haven't had the opportunity to do a nighttime show on the West Coast, and today was the day we finally got to. So, yeah, before we start, Robbie, we don't need it on the screen just yet. I was just saying, just get it ready. Just make sure you've got it ready and open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't know you could be a little more specific.
It's all good. I wanted to, get your sort of thoughts on, we were discussing today on telling the lie about Aaron and his going after women and his attacks on women. I do love to hear the female perspective of Aaron. What are your thoughts on how the case has gone and his general reaction to women?
I'll tell you, first of all, he does not like women. I don't know what his resentment is, where it started from, but he treats them like they are objects who are there to make him feel good. And it's like the women, it's amazing that he keeps getting women. It's amazing he keeps getting away with shit. Like between him getting away with what he did to Kayla and John getting away with that traffic stop. It's like, what the hell is going on? My God. But he's just so, he reminds me a lot of like a youth pastor who just learned how to have sex and curse. He always comes off as the biggest, I think Keanu said it, dweeb, nerd, yet women want to get with him for some weird reason, and I think they're broken.
There's a lot of broken ones out there.
Do you think maybe there's like slim pickings in St. Cloud, Minnesota?
But I'd rather be alone forever than be with someone like that. I don't get it myself, but I do know. And listen, I have friends, female friends, who just one after another picks horrible guys. And it never goes anywhere. And part of the reason they pick these horrible guys is because they don't feel good about themselves, and they think that's what they deserve. And so I think April was very young, and I think she eventually wised up. I don't think she's wise yet. She's got a long way to go, okay?
For sure.
But she did get out. She took a weird way to do it, but she did get out. And she's young, and I actually feel like she might have a decent future because she is doing the right thing. She's staying out of all this.
Yeah.
And the only reason that we even hear anything is because of his big mouth for the most part, or Keanu's big mouth.
Yeah, and he continues to just belittle her. And, just like we played clips on our show last week where he's calling her a fucking crack
whore, yes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And he gets away with it. Now, you think, again, he's so arrogant, he thinks that he can say whatever he wants. To be fair, he has been able to. I mean, this whole thing with Kayla, it cost him a couple of days, like the day he had to go down to the jail or whatever. Oh, and that was great, right?
His fun trip to jail.
Oh, it was, he got to read a book, half a book. He never finished it, never talked about it again. I mean, he's a dummy too, let's face it. But
that's a great point you bring up. Like, I'm not a big reader, but when I start reading a book and enjoy it, there's no way I'm only reading half of it. Like,
of course, I couldn't get that far in it. I couldn't get that far in it if I was going to put it down. And you know what? I would rather sit there with my own thoughts alone in that jail cell than read a terrible book or watch a terrible TV show or whatever it could be. But
he took a nap.
But his inner thoughts are probably really dark, and he probably didn't want to sit there with his real thoughts.
Yeah. Like I say, he took a nap.
Yeah. Oh, how relaxing, right?
Most thing ever heard. You've just been arrested on a felony charge.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'll just have a little sleep. She's fine. I'll be all right.
Right. And it's not like this happens to him all the time. Okay, it's not like he's in and out of the pokey. All right.
Yeah.
Was this his first time ever in jail? I mean,
Everyone was really nice.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, where he was, Minnesota, they probably don't get a lot of hard criminals in that jail, and they probably were like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing? You know, good to see ya. Oh, you're that steel tool guy, huh? You know, I mean,
Yes.
I've seen those like the Fargo series and the film. So maybe it was that. I don't know. He's also, and you know, you guys are all white guys. He's a white guy in Minnesota. I'm not saying all white guys get it easy, but he's one. You know what I'm saying? In his golf shirts and all that shit. You
Yeah,
know.
I threw on my black Nike shirt just like Aaron. Aaron put a fucking steel toe iron on his though.
I
What a
know. I
moron.
mean, he's a nerd. He's a dweeb, but he fits in with the other nerds and dweebs, and he looks harmless, but he's not. He's a really bad guy, really bad guy. And what he's doing to those kids, I mean, I'm not. Look, Nick is not a perfect person by any stretch of the imagination. I have huge issues with him, but he at least owns it. You know, he owns it for the most part. He's a lawyer, so he can only own it so much. But he does, and so Aaron looks worse than the guy whose daughter was exposed to cocaine. You know, Aaron's worse than him, in my opinion.
That's the crazy thing about it. Like, Aaron says all the things that he thinks are the right things to say after doing something shitty, but he doesn't. His behavior doesn't show that that's how he feels. Like he just says, "Yeah, I was a piece of shit during that time. Yeah, I feel bad at that. I'm a changed man." But then he'll turn around and show that he hasn't learned anything from it. Like shit talk the the Kayla revenge porn thing and that. I'm just going to hit a couple of super chats before we move on. Shane M with the $5 says, Aaron may have already violated the terms of his plea with the MLC appearance. Yeah, we'll get to that. I hope that's in the clip that Stalin 19's clipped. Thank you, Gino, you champion. There was a lot of mention of Kayla on MLC, and Aaron walked off camera while they were talking about Kayla, but I don't know. I think he probably should have just exited out of the show.
I think so. I mean, but also Kayla would probably have to pursue it further. And is she done? You know, does she just want, check, please, let me out of here? I will also say just something about Aaron in general that makes me kind of laugh is that this doesn't have to do with the porn stuff. His cadence when he's doing his show, it makes me laugh because the way he talks about the super chat, Venmo, da-da-da, is like he's doing the weather on the ones. And so he's got that cadence. So he really thinks that if he could just use that canned, I'm a radio guy persona, that he could say anything. And many years ago, I took a voiceover class, and it was just like for actors, a basic voiceover class. And there was a newscaster, a well-known LA newscaster in my class. His name is Kent Shocknick. He's the guy who dove under the table during an earthquake. He was an anchor man. He's pretty well known. And I was just, he was so nice and he tried so hard, but he always sounded like a newsman, no matter what he was doing or saying. So I also think that sort of smooth talking type of, hey, da-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. I think he gets away with shit because of that.
I agree. One thing I've said about Aaron over the time, like if there's one thing I would take from Aaron and give to myself is his ability to flow cleanly while broadcasting and hosting. I'm terrible throwing in likes, ums, ahs. It's so bad. I need to get better at it. But
do you? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, because a lot of the shows I enjoy listening to, people will point out that they're saying something regularly, and I go, I never noticed because I just enjoy the content that they're doing. So,
but I think that's what we have now, and it's more like a reality show type of thing where I'm interested because people are not perfect. Whereas if you're in the car driving to work and you're tuning it out half the time, they're giving you the weather, they're calling up whatever the next song is, and you tune it out. It's not interesting. Whereas I love hearing just real people having a conversation. I prefer to hear that.
Agreed. Yeah, and that's what podcasting has done. And yes, some are obviously better than others, but I agree. The imperfections make it more relatable, I guess. You're not just listening to a churned out product. JT, the great JT, hey boss.
Hello,
Happy
JT.
birthday. He's a member for 1 month. Happy birthday, Aussie dude. Thank you, JT. I love JT.
JT's the best.
I wish he did more on Rocco shows.
Yeah.
He's great. Puddle of AIDS, which I believe an O&A message board legend, Puddle of AIDS. Nipple rings cool in Australia. Nipple rings cool in Australia.
Are they cute?
Hello, are they cool?
Yeah, I think nipple rings are cool everywhere, aren't they?
No. Ew. And you know,
with that.
okay, who here would not be surprised if Aaron took off his golf shirt and had a nipple ring? I would not be surprised. Those are the types of guys who have them.
I would be surprised because of how hard it's pressed against his moves.
Yeah, we would see it probably.
By now.
That's true.
Yeah. But he's the kind of guy that if he, like, for example, if Slam Piece, again, another great thing for Aaron with his plea today that he still refers to his girlfriend as Slam Piece. But if Slam Piece said to him, I think that'll look hot, that'll look sexy, he would go get his nipple pierced in a second.
Oh my God.
He's just that kind of dude.
I mean, he's already shown them off, okay? I remember when he was on Uncle Rico, back before they knew what he was like, and it was his birthday, I think, and he took his shirt off, and he was wasted. And I was also going like, why did this guy bring his date? Because I did not understand why April was there. I'm like, she's a pretty young girl, but like, why is she here? And yeah, he was a real douchebag that day too.
Yeah, that was actually, he tried to tear that shirt off Hulk Hogan style, and it took him a few goes. It took him a while. He did kind of embarrass himself a bit on that one.
And he was wasted. Yeah,
he was wasted. Yeah, which again, someone that you get them drunk and you can talk them into doing anything because they're a bit full of themselves,
like a child.
Yeah,
but also like a child.
He thinks he's endlessly entertaining.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And he is, but for the wrong reasons.
Yes. NJ, have you? What have your thoughts been of Aaron's handling of the case, the revenge porn case so far?
Well, I think that he's handled it remarkably well. I want to open it up to the chat. PayPal. Sir. Oh, and what's this? From Hitler Hitler did nothing wrong. 88, $5. We take 3 of that. That actually, and aside, back to Shaka's point, that it's that Anchorman sort of cadence is especially disconcerting when you hear the fucked up shit that he is saying. Well, it has like a very dissonant quality, as if he's an Anchorman from some. Well, I would guess that this is the fucked up timeline, but like a really fucked up timeline.
Yeah.
Where this is our I'm obviously he's doing Anthony, but like how has he handled this? Again, I wish I didn't just curl up like a little dog on my bed when I got home and saw him on MLC, but I woke up to many a Discord message about Aaron and how he was conducting himself. And if he's going to treat this like he has every other thing, which has been like he gets away with it, as was pointed out, but not for lack of trying to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, which is like that's his bread and butter. If I was this motherfucker, I would be counting my lucky stars tonight that, like, again, more competent forces were not against him. Less lenient forces were not against him. Like, this man made out relatively like a bandit because he could have been a felon. Like, there's a multiple potentialities where that could have been the case, and instead, his ass is now sleeping it off, drunk at home. So like a normal it's a normal Thursday, other than I had to go to court and I was on MLC today. Like it was a big day for him in the way that you'd say it's a big day for like a school kid. Big day, funny. Aaron.
It's funny you bring up like the announcer voice, and then talking about the stuff, and the homophobic misogyny.
It's chilling to hear the things he says in that cadence.
Yeah, and it's funny because it can be done in a funny way. And while you guys are saying that, I immediately thought of the late great Bob Uecker, and Artie Lang has an amazing Bob Uecker story where they're in the booth with him. He's calling the game, and he's hitting the cough button. So he'll be announcing, and he'll hit the cough button and talk to them. And he's like, "That's a high fly ball to center field. Check out the tits on that broad." And he's out. And, you know what I mean? Like, and he was just such a pro that the timing was,
and a hilarious person. Hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely hilarious.
Naturally funny. Aaron's not hilarious.
No.
He's a geek. He's not even a fun geek.
That's right. He's the worst kind of geek.
I mean, I love nerdy people. I think they could be so interesting, but he has no interests other than the most basic, bitch type of stuff. So what does he have to offer except his voice? But, oh gosh, by the way, when he said he was going to just start doing voiceover, that made me laugh. Because first of all, there is no voiceover left. Okay? I mean, I used to do a lot of radio commercials, and I would joke that when I would do one, it's like, if I just do this 500 more times this year, I'll be rich. And that's not how it works, okay? I can't even imagine what they probably hand people like $50 to do those. There's no money in it. He's delusional.
AI and everything.
Exactly.
For sure. I've heard some people do some AI radio shows where they'll feed something into it and say, have AI discuss this topic. And you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between some thrown together standard radio show.
I just know that I watch a lot of YouTube, I'm like a history nerd, so I'll watch a lot of history stuff, and I always know when it's AI. It's just boring. It's very vanilla, and it sounds good. Like the voice is clear and sounds like a person, but you can tell the difference. And I don't want them to make it better because that will put me out of work for some things. You know what I mean? But at the same time,
there's no character to it. I think that's the thing. Is you want to be a character, you want to be someone that people can get invested in, and if you're just a voice just rattling off topics, that's not something you can get invested in. Now you've been wrecking Steel Toe a little bit there, Shaka. None too pleased.
This lady is making me sound like a total dick. Oh well, happy birthday, Aussie Guy.
Whatever, Aaron. You suck. Now, see, the super tips I enjoy in terms, I'm never bored by them because, A, they really go out of their way to get all of the little innuendos and quirks in the people, but also the people who are writing the super tips are writing funny stuff.
That's pretty good.
So, and whereas if you're just giving out dry information, it's just going to be what it is. So, there you go.
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, super tip, depending who's sending the super tip, I will say.
Yes,
there are definitely some dog shit super tips. But I will say, thank you to Jason in Mesa, one of our, he sent more super tips to us than anyone else, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, for the $5. We appreciate it. But I will give some criticism. You used the steel toe voice there. You should have said, "Happy birthday, Dean."
Dean, yes.
Oh, that's right.
It should have been Dean. It should have been Dean.
Yes, that was in your face when he did that. Oh, you must have been just a chill must have gone throughout your body.
It wrecked me.
Hello, Dean. You're a stupid head.
That's so harsh.
Go, Robbie. Sorry, I didn't know you were about to.
I was just gonna say he acted like he was the first one to ever use or know your first name. It was just funny back when that happened.
Well, the thing was.
he would say it, and then there was a slight pause where he kind of like almost like not realizing he was nodding his head, like, "Yeah, look at me, I'm so cool for calling him by his first name."
What a lot of people don't realize about that situation. There's a lot of people that don't know. I believe a lot of people don't know. We talked boxing civilly for about 15 to 20 minutes before the explosion happened.
Yeah.
And when the show started, like Husey loves to do it. Husey will come in our chat all the time. Dean Galloway from Perth, you know what I mean? Like Husey loves to do that. And so Husey introduced me as Dean, and I just said, "Yeah, I always love it when you call me by my real name, Husey." And so that went into Aaron's head, and he thought, "Oh, this."
But what an idiot! You acknowledged it was your real name. So what a dummy! Like, oh, now I'm gonna stick it to him and call him by the name he just said 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Aaron, hello. He must have been picked on so much when he was in school. He must have just. Oh,
his mom was the lunch lady. Like that's like having a runic symbol on your chest that's like engraved like "kick me," but in ancient Norse or something.
Yeah, depends on how weird her hair was with that hairnet on too.
A beehive or.
Sure. I mean, maybe she was hot. I don't know. I've never seen his mother.
Oof. Yeah. No, I don't believe so. But...
Yeah. All right. She's a mom. Whatever. You know, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Look, to be honest with you, I immediately regretted.
Yeah. But everyone clearly loved him.
Yeah. Sorry. Moody's just what the. He's doing an accent. Well done. Moody's put the Aussie accent and say, "I know it's fucking GC?
Dino."
But anyway, Dino.
No, it's Arnar. Like that, right? It's that fucking GC Dino listening to Akadaka.
Well,
Did I do it right?
No, you got the last bit wrong. Akadaka.
What's Akadaka?
That's AC/DC.
Oh, AC/DC. I would say AC/DC. There you go. But I know the Arnar. That's my favorite thing that Australian people say.
Anthony Cumia is the best American doing the Australian accent I've ever heard. When Americans do it, it sounds pretty hacky.
I do a joke one. Yeah.
Anthony fucking nailed it. I remember listening to O&A, and he said he fell on his freckle. And I was like, oh my God. That's just brilliant. So yeah, Anthony's been the best, and he.
Oh my God, so funny.
He was big on the I know.
No.
Moody says tutorial for Americans. For an Australian, oh no is just say the letters R and R.
R and R. You're right. How about that? I mean, it is definitely, but it's long too. You got to drag it out. Drag it out.
Because Americans also, with your pronunciation of the name of our country, you all go Australia, whereas we're way lazier than that. And so the pronunciation that we use is Straya.
Australia. All right. I think Paul Hogan ruined it for you guys.
Yeah, we're still recovering from shrimp on the barbie.
Yeah.
We don't call them shrimp, and we rarely put them on the barbie. I've not been to many barbecues that have had prawns on them.
I was going to say.
See, I know prawns from Muriel's Wedding. That's how I know.
There you go.
One of the greatest films of all time.
And we don't drink Fosters. That's piss water.
Yeah, it's like Mexican people don't drink Coronas. They drink Modelos.
Exactly. Yes. 100%. 100%.
True.
I warned the fellas. Sorry, Shaka. I warned the fellas. I'm drinking for my birthday, and I said there'd be a lot of piss breaks. But Robbie, do you want to bring up the clip and start playing it? And I'm going to hit my first piss break. So this is Aaron talking about his plea hearing today. Any of you guys want to make a comment or anything? Just say,
all right. Oh, now he's underwater.
A quick pee break.
He's broken the seal.
Here's the deal. I'm being very jovial. I'm just happy that this is one step closer to being over. We did come to a plea agreement today in this case. I can basically run you up to everything in this case, up to this plea agreement, up to what I said in court today, up to what was agreed on in court. There will be some other stuff, sentencing specifics and things like that, that I can speculate on, but I can't tell you. You're not going to hear me do any bragging.
Oh, no, that's impossible.
Here's what I'm really,
maybe
really
in another
excited
life
to do. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. I haven't been allowed to.
Oh, he's been so quiet about it.
Really, really want to.
You've been suffering
back
in silence.
on, I believe it was May 27th, I sent a text message to Gino Bisconti that contained a
Sorry, I'm not a Gino
partially
fan.
nude photo of a woman.
We all know. Do you remember?
That feels so good to be. I've wanted to admit that for so goddamn
He
long.
did it in front of
I
everybody.
wanted to take responsibility for that for so goddamn long. It feels so nice.
Oh my gosh, Aussie Guy looks so relieved. Look at you, Dane.
Yes, I look much better. Give me about 20 minutes and we'll be there again. But
You've done it already. You broke the seal, my man.
Guys, I have to. I gotta mute myself for a second. My husband is home. He has no idea about any. He'd be so confused. So I just need to say hello to him. I'll be right back. Okay.
No problem. No problem. What I loved there with Aaron is I'm so relieved to be able to admit that I did it. Like, well, you could have done that at any point, like it was obvious to everyone. Like I guess what I'm saying is the point here is he's relieved about the deal and he's showing that there is no contrition here. There's no apology for what he did. And again, like I was saying earlier about he knows the things that he feels like he's supposed to say, like it was a shitty thing I did and blah, blah, blah. But he's not actually presenting that he understands what he did, why it was wrong, and that there was a victim in it.
That's because the punishment is too light. I mean, he's like you said, he feels untouchable in this sense.
Also, he's depriving us from what could have been a very, very enjoyable OJ style "If I Did It" arc.
Yeah.
Where we would have seen him lay out exactly what the fuck he did, but in some sort of detached third person. Like that would have been gold, in my opinion.
Yes. It's something Girl Friday brought up on Pretty Antisocial the other day, and it's something I said months ago, and I thought Aaron was actually going to do it, but Girl Friday said it would serve him so well to actually take a plea that was like 2 weeks jail or a week jail or whatever, go offline, go into jail and come back and tell your stories from jail. Like he would get so many super chats and all that. I thought.
Did they let you do that? Sorry, I'm back. Did they let you do that though?
Well, when it was when they still had the felony on the table, he could have. I imagine he could have pled to the misdemeanor and a short stint in jail to avoid the felony. Now, as it's worked out, they obviously took the felony off the table and offered him the misdemeanor. Clearly, he took a deal today. But my thoughts back then when the felony was on the table, I think he wants to do a little quick jail term and then be able to come back and say, I'm the guy they put in jail for my radio show or for my podcast, and really try and come back.
He wants that street cred.
Yeah,
he'll have that. Yeah, he'll have that Johnny Cash mugshot that will just be famous, people iconic.
Yeah,
and jail was super nice. I mean, it was kind of like a day spa for him. So he's probably figuring, why not?
It was a cool field trip for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Robbie, you want to full screen that clip, by the way, as well, please?
Like that? Yeah.
The little square at the bottom corner of the YouTube video.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. There you go.
Ah.
You know, don't cover us up. No, just
Yeah,
that's it. 100%. All right, continue.
Okay.
To be able to. That's what I pled guilty to in court today. That is on the record. That was done in the public house today. I pled guilty to a misdemeanor count of dissemination of a photo. So,
What kind of photo?
Pause,
What kind of photo, Big Dog?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you get a misdemeanor for just sending someone a picture. What kind of picture was it, Aaron?
Yeah, Cancel
Alex,
Adams
you
here
did.
over here gonna do a hard time for photos.
Can I say though, I think a big portion of this, I don't think that Steel Toe is the only one who truly doesn't think that he did anything wrong.
No.
I think people are going to look at Kayla, hear about her lifestyle, and think, well, she's just, a big, whore. Who cares? Why does anybody care? And
I've heard lawyers say that,
yeah,
like illegal mindset and stuff have said that. Yeah.
Yes. And the thing is, like, I don't care what her life, actually, she seems like other than that stuff, which I believe came kind of later in her marriage. It's not like that. They've been like church going people forever. Okay. They didn't, I do kind of think maybe it was the drug abuse. I don't know what it was, led them to this. Okay. But she still is trying to be a private person as much as she can. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know who Nick was. I know he was not a private person. But until Aaron started this blabbing, he's the one who brought her personal lifestyle out into the open.
Yes.
Which is also it's a betrayal.
That's the factor that everyone forgets. Like, talk about whether Kayla was an exhibitionist, whether she put nudes out on the internet or whatever before.
Did she?
What people have?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
People have talked
on their
about
locals. They had pictures of themselves, of her mainly. Thank God, no Nick.
Sorry, just before this disappeared off the screen, but I've already suggested I was going to bring it up. Thank you, Mumbling Nick, for gifting one United States of Australia membership. Thank you, Nick. Even after I dissed him today, it's funny. I told Nick, because he does a show with Echo Pineapple that I listen to, and he wears a mask, and I said, put a hole in the mask, dude. Like, your voice is muffled.
Okay.
Like, and then afterwards, he tweeted me with two examples, one with a mask, one without a mask. And he goes, there's barely any difference. And I was like, he goes, hence the name Mumbling Nick. And I was like,
fair enough. Fair enough.
I was like, fair enough,
and
dude,
I know,
sorry.
yeah, and I know Mumbling Nick from Twitter and all that kind of stuff and all the places. That's cool. But I didn't know he actually mumbled. There you go.
Yeah. I got to bring this up. The great Shane and Des Moines. I don't find Steel Toe interesting at all, but I can enjoy this podcast and its coverage of it in a similar way to how much I hate the NBA, but Ben's coverage of it, it's entertaining. Kudos, US of Oz. So Shane doesn't hate me this week, which is great. And he's joined us in the chat. Ben Maller. Great Los Angeles. You're in Los Angeles, aren't you, Shaka?
Yes, I am.
Are you familiar with Ben Maller, the overnight sports talk radio host?
Sports talk?
Yeah.
Did you say?
Oh,
yeah, no. Yeah, no. No, I don't listen to sports talk. My son might listen to it, probably, but not me.
Is his name Charlie?
Sure. What does that mean? Yeah. Is that another like sports thing? I don't know.
That's even worse than that. That's an inside Ben Maller show joke. So it's not.
No clue. Yeah. I mean, good luck to him. I hope he does great. I mean, sounds like he's got a radio show, so good for him.
He's had a radio show for 20 odd years.
Well, then really good for him.
Yeah, he's the reason Robbie, Josh, and I came together because we were all fans of that show.
Oh, cool.
Our podcast was originally called Mallertown, and we were like a fan podcast with Ben.
Are you? Yeah, is this a joke?
No, not a joke at
all. Okay, all right. I'm so out of that loop. I don't even ask. I don't even know.
Granted, his hours on the West Coast are 3 p.m. or 11 p.m. to 3 a.m., so there's good reason why you've never heard of it. So.
2 to 6 a.m. in the Eastern, so yeah, we're a bunch of third shifter.
Yeah. Well, I would listen to radio late at night when I had my babies. Okay, I'd be feeding them, and I would listen to Art Bell. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Yeah,
Coast to coast.
Yeah.
His
Coast to
studio's right
coast.
next to Ben's. I've walked by it before. Yeah.
Yeah, I would listen to him in the middle of the night. That was back before I had a million podcasts to listen to, of course.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Ben, because Ben has he's overnight and he's got an eclectic group of callers, listeners and callers. And when I discovered Ben, I discovered that I could impersonate a lot of them because they're just these interesting characters, and that's how sort of I made my name with the Ben Maller Show. But speaking of Ben, like he's got such a cult-like following. The Maller Militia is like Howard Stern's Whack Pack or Opie and Anthony's Pest. Like they are there for Ben, and they will fight for Ben. And so when Aaron sprouts off about how he's one of the best broadcasters in the world, and it's only Kumia and Bubba the Love Sponge that are on the same league as him, I'm like, that's where I get angry, because I think of Ben Maller. I think of Ben preps a 10-hour show for a 4-hour show. He's already always over-prepared. He can go 15 minutes on a topic with amazing research of statistics and all the different arguments that go into it. And this guy begs for money for 15 minutes and then goes, well, I'm pretty sure Hitler was still alive after the war and went to Argentina. Streamlabs, PayPals. You know what I mean? Like it's just... it's just insulting to real actual broadcasters.
Well, people have gotten so lazy. And the other thing is, I noticed as an actor, okay, so I always say, people go, oh, reality TV, it sucks and it's going to... No. I disagree. I love that there's reality TV because it gives all of the untalented people a place to go to be famous, okay? Because some people just want to be famous. And there's so many ways you can get famous without just presuming that you could be an actor. That's a skill. And it's the same thing with radio and podcasts. There's some amazing podcasts that are not by people, obviously, who were in radio. Okay, I think it's a different thing. But you got to respect that anything takes work and planning. Anything does. And the people who misunderstand that, I'm funny, I could be a stand-up comic. Well, no, you can't. There's a structure to it. There's a learning curve. And a lot of people just don't. They're lazy. They just don't want to put in the time.
Agreed 100%.
Yeah, and that's steel toe.
Yes. You talking about the reality show thing, and some people just want to be famous. It reminds me of a great Ricky Gervais quote in an interview where people say to him about how do I get famous, or all of that, and he goes, well, do you want to be famous or do you want to be successful? Because if you want to be famous, I'd say go out and kill a hooker. There's different ways to get your name out there and become a celebrity.
Luigi guy, he's famous. And
he's exactly. Great point. Yeah,
kill a health CEO.
And some people, and I do think young people are getting a lot more narcissistic and a lot more just willing to just they don't understand yet. They're just putting their whole life. My goddaughter, you should see her Instagram. It's like, so you're doing porn now. You're doing full-on porn. And it's her and all her friends showing off their boobs and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I'm glad I don't have daughters. Yay. But they just want that attention and that reassurance 24/7. It's like why John Melendez, formerly Stuttering John, he just wants people to look at him and remind people of when he did have some success. He doesn't do a show either. Obviously Steel Toe doesn't do a show. There are many others. I try only to watch clips on other shows of the really bad shows.
Yeah, John is more obsessed with being a celebrity, and when he walks into a bar, let's be honest. I was going to say when he walks into a room, and that's like when he walks into a bar, he's hoping people will recognize him, and if they don't recognize him, then he'll start mentioning the Tonight Show. And
he'll tell you, and there's nothing more embarrassing that because living in LA, I just remember this is a long time ago. I was waiting in the hostess area to get seated at a restaurant, and this man walks in, and it was a long wait, and he was a TV weatherman, named Fritz Coleman in LA. You guys don't know who he is, but he's with a friend. They walk up to the host stand. They tell them the wait is 30 minutes, and then his friend goes, that's Fritz Coleman from, and they're like, great, okay, cool. He didn't get in any faster. He got back in line. But it's so mortifying. Like, I watched that, and I knew who he was. It's like, nobody gives a shit who you are. Nobody cares. The cop didn't care about John.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have known who he was anyway.
Yeah, let's go off on that tangent. Stuttering John, when he said the cop came back to his car and he said, I'm just on the phone with my cop friend. And then the guy, the cop just ignored it and he goes, do you know him? I said, no, who? Like,
no.
You didn't say his name or anything?
Nothing. He was
Master
so
angler, Stuttering John.
Oh my God. That was so, again, mortifying. But that's John every time he walks into a bar. Now, by the way, again, I just got home a little while ago, but I saw Shulie posted that John was at Stevie Tomatoes, or was that a joke and a picture of him from another day? Because they're all at Stevie Tomatoes tonight.
I know John, and my dog's gone off, but I know John put out, whether it was tweets or something. Oh, no, it might have been in Shulie's chat, said that he's going to be rolling up with his biker gang or whatever. Like, not in those exact words, but that was the inference, that he was going to rock up with his bikie friends and all that. I haven't seen any more. Robbie, maybe you could do a Twitter scroll while we're chatting at Shalom Shulie. See if you can find what Shaka's talking about, because that is interesting if he has actually turned up to Stevie Tomatoes. That would that would be big. Tiff is here to say happy birthday. Thank you, Tiff, and fuck the toe. And Tiff, I just want to let you know I like cheese too. So if your cheese, hey, sorry, Robbie.
He tweeted out something 3 hours ago. We are in the end game now. Shulie did, and it's a picture of him staring at Melendez via phone, I think.
Remove the video from stage and bring that up.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that is another good freeze of Aaron, though, right there. Every time.
Yeah, I always drop the needle, man. Yeah. Isn't that right, Shaka? Stuttering John and Aaron Imholt drop the needle. The facial expression is gold. Absolutely gold.
Okay, I'm sorry, real quick. I'm back. I just have to tell you guys, in addition to being an actor, John inspired me to become a substitute teacher for LAUSD because I've got time and I want to make some extra money. You know what I mean? So I really love it. I started teaching when I was younger. Anyway, that was a call from the sub desk, just giving me a job. But it's funny because a long time ago, John got the same call, the robocall, during his show. And he was like, he lied about what it was, but I immediately knew what it was. it's like, no, that's LAUSD trying to give you a job for tomorrow, you idiot. Anyway, sorry. So, yeah, this is the picture that Shulie posted. So is this from today?
Yeah.
Okay.
So John's there.
There's the dabbler.
Credit to Stuttering John.
Yeah, so the thing is,
full credit for that.
The cliffhanger is, and I looked before I logged onto this, the cliffhanger is, was there a confrontation? Because those guys were all going there tonight. And, I mean, nothing big is going to happen, but, I mean, Shulie and his crew are just going to tip so much better than John ever has. I can't believe they'd kick them out, but maybe John can get them kicked out. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
This guy was goofing on my kids.
Yes.
Exactly. I did want to go back to this because I was Tiff. Sorry, I like cheese too. Robbie, what are you doing to me?
I don't know.
I was getting to Mumbling Nick. All right. Okay, Mumbling Nick. Thank you for the $2. Happy birthday, AG Shaka. Thank you for SJ's couch. Yes, that was a big moment in Dabbleverse history. But let me just say to Tiff, I like cheese too. So if your cheese will survive its way to Perth, I'd love some cheese. That would be great.
That goes back.
We know you love cheese. Jesus.
What cheese
who doesn't love
like,
cheese?
right?
Oh, Jesus. I just dropped everything off my table.
That's tremendous. Thank you, OG Mumbling Nick. Appreciate it, dude. And keep your mask, brother. Keep your mask. Rochi, FTSN. I've got a segment for that later, Rochi. You've got the link. I do have a have a TSN
Rochi,
segment.
jump on, bro.
Rochi, don't make me do my British accent.
Do it.
It'll be
You have to
very.
now.
Oh no! I got to get out of us. No, it's all about you today. Right. No. Did I do the nor?
No. Someone needs to at least super tip with excuse me, Rochi's voice. We do have Rochi's voice. We got Steel Toe, Gino, Keanu.
Oh my god.
Who else we got? Eccles, Patrick Melton, Moody. I am getting some audio to Moody to have Robbie's voice, and I'll probably add my voice as well. That'll be good. So yeah.
May I say? Just real quick.
Yep.
Go ahead. May I say something about Keanu when you're done telling your thing?
Oh please.
I have opinions about Keanu.
Pretty much done there. I'll just say, yeah, go to Super Tip. It benefits us. Do you really want to give an extra 20% to the fucking multi-billion-dollar corporation that is Google, or do you want to, flick me 90% of it and just give Patrick and Moody 10%?
Yes.
You make the decision.
Robbie just wants 2%.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Listen, I think that's fair.
More than I'm currently getting.
And I'm on an iPhone, so I'm like, I really don't give anybody anything.
Yeah,
well, they take even more.
Yeah, that's the thing about iPhones is, what the fuck? That's what pisses me off. I don't mind Google taking their cut, right? They host everything on YouTube.
Yeah.
They, all the servers and everything that they run to host all this shit. The money I'd have to spend on servers to host all of this fucking audio and video that I've got. Yeah, it would break the bank. So Google taking 30%, I'm fine. Apple then trying to take a piece just because someone was watching on an iPhone. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Greed.
Yeah. So I'm glad the shows that have super tips, I'm happy to participate in those shows. But I just wanted to speak on Keanu for a moment because we've talked about a little bit about April, but
wait. Before you do, sorry.
Sure.
Before you do,
just touch together. This. What do you think? We're gonna do it, and it's going to be fun. Bing, 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 bing.
Brilliant comedy style. She's a young Lucille Ball. Don't we all agree? Here's the thing with Keanu. When I first saw Keanu, she was a guest on some show, and I was like, I like her. I'm not offended by the my betrothed and all that sort of stuff. It's sort of a harken back. I like watching old movies to that type of thing. She's very pretty. She was speaking clearly. All these things. I never got her as a comic. But I've never seen her do comedy. Okay, so I couldn't judge that. But she's such a bad friend, and women say like, oh, it's girl code and you treat women like, no, I just treat human beings with respect, whether they're male or female. And to get in the midst of this April thing is so wrong. And no matter whose side she's on, all right, but she was totally disingenuous at the onset. She gave out personal, private information that April had shared with her. And she and Gino just, you know what? He's not my cup of tea. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. He's got people I'm sure who like him, but he's just not for me. Okay, but Keanu just did such a terrible thing to someone who she called her friend, and it was so thirsty of her, and it just so seemed like she just wanted to get some attention. Nobody's watching my show, so I'll start talking about this. It's the worst, and I any respect I did have, which wasn't a ton. I didn't watch her a lot. Gone, goodbye. And that's what I think.
We were talking about Towing the Lie this morning at the very end of the show. We talked about the fact that she turned on Steel Toe and then went back to Steel Toe.
Returned, if you will.
She was lonely. She was lonely and she needed attention.
The main thing that happened there was they turned on Aaron, did their streams, and Kiki did a live stream, and she got a few hundred people watching live, and I'm pretty sure that stream got 4,000 views or 5,000 views or whatever. Everyone saw it and went, yeah, okay, we don't care. We're not interested in you. And we all
I
moved
said,
on.
you're shitty. You're a shitty person. That's what I said. And I don't watch your show. I see the clips of it, okay? Because I only have so many hours in the day. But I immediately went like, what the hell are you doing? And then, why is it so important to the two of them to be friends with Aaron? He lives in Minnesota. It's not like they see each other. You have to go out of your way to have a relationship with him.
Well,
out of your way.
He's the only person in America, I truly believe this, only person in America that will pay their trans and give them money to do a comedy show. Nobody is paying to fly Gino and Keanu out.
But how much is that? How much?
My understanding is they make it like $1,000 each.
He has $1,000
for a show.
For a show, not the plane tickets. Sure, that's probably a lot of money, but like to do his show.
That's
how much could he be paying them?
It's pretty crazy. We got a super tip here. Let me make myself full screen. Frank Castle, Dean, check your front door. I'm gonna buy it.
DoorDash Australia.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm going to look.
Go look.
Check your front door.
I'm not home. I'm not. I didn't order anything.
It's Magnum condoms and some Lunchables.
Holy shit! There is a carton of Heineken at my door.
It's your birthday.
I thought in Australia you had to show ID. Well, I thought most places you had to show ID.
So you got beer sitting at your front porch.
Part of me, I don't know who Frank Castle is, so part of me is concerned how he got my address.
Look, they looked up Dean. I forget your last name. In Perth, Australia.
Thank you very, very much. That's amazing. I really appreciate that. I better go grab that carton.
Frank had it sent to your castle.
Yes. Oh, we got Jason and Mesa. I left myself full screen that whole time.
I was kind of low-key rooting for it to be like a dude.
Dean. Does anyone ever call you Dingo? That would be a good nickname for someone named Dean that lives in Australia, Dean. I hope I didn't just dox you, Dean, in Australia.
Happy birthday, mate.
Thank you, Jason and Mesa.
Dean.
All right, let me take myself back to here.
Great.
Frank Castle is the Punisher. Yeah. And Rochi says, never trust a fruit, Aussie guy. Anyway, do we want to go back to Aaron's clip while I quickly bring in this carton from in front of the house?
Yes.
That's your cue, Robbie.
I didn't hit the present button. Thank you.
That I was not in a good place. I was not anywhere near the person I am today. It was a very boy thing to do. And I just feel good that I can get that off my chest. There's nothing good about it. It's not cool. But here
it's not cute.
We wanted to beat the felony. And if we could beat the felony, we would be happy. Now,
that's the whole audience together.
There is a what was I going to say?
Bullshit.
I was looking at the chat. Now I totally lost my train of thought. This has been a very crazy day. There's been a lot of people have been like, you dead to rights on the felony. You got the felony. So everyone is treating today like it's some kind of win for the toe. And people are allowed to do that. And that's totally fine. And I understand the people who hate
that's our guy.
Pause it,
like me.
Win for the toe, baby. Win for the toe.
It's
a lot of people are saying that, you guys.
Many people are saying this.
Yeah.
Maybe people are saying that because that's what you've been saying for weeks, Aaron. Is that this plea is a win for the toe? So I missed a super chat. Coach Benjamin Leviathan. Thank you very much. Happy birthday. Thank you for the $1.99. And Patrick will be mad at me because I should have prioritized the super tip.
I have local drinking buddies, but fly all over the country to see my friends. Anyone watching OG and Hot Water knows this.
Yes. Oh, he grates on me. He grates. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he is audio cancer.
Absolutely. But he's just so ADHD or whatever you want to call it. And it's like he's exhausting.
We may, depending on how we go for time, we may just pull up a Gino stream later and see how long we can handle it. Gino's the worst.
I can't. That's why, again, I watch him if someone's showing it. And even then, I get annoyed. So I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, he like you say, ADHD, he can't finish a sentence, let alone a thought.
No.
Yeah, sometimes we don't get to what the thing was about.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the bit that I always do. Is I make sure we don't get to the point. Sometimes he doesn't, to be fair. Sometimes he never gets there. But when you can present 15 minutes of clips and he doesn't get to his point, it's always great to leave everyone hanging.
That's our dream.
Yeah, we can play again, Robbie, on this clip.
Or hate somebody else. They're very happy because they see this as a victory. I see this as this. I did a stupid thing.
Okay.
I did a really dumb, idiotic thing.
Okay.
That I never should have done.
And I lied about it.
Rather than, I mean, look, there were no witnesses that were coming to this thing. If I wanted to go all the way to trial, I did a dumb.
I did a dumb thing. I'm taking responsibility for it. Look, I could have fucking crushed this in court. Don't worry about that. I could have got off on a loophole, but I'm taking responsibility. Worship me.
You know what? He's trying to teach his children the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I think that's what it gets down to. He's a very noble and caring father.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I've just found out who Frank Castle was, by the way. Thank you. Somebody who actually knows me and actually lives around the corner from me. I didn't know that was his YouTube name, but he texted me and said, "Finally figured out super tip while driving," which good idea, doing that while driving. So I'm glad you did that. He drives a manual too, which, or stick shift as you Americans
call it. Oh my gosh. Degree of difficulty is like a 10 there. I'm impressed.
He is a good driver, though, and a great friend. Been friends for many, many years. Cool. So thank you to Frank Castle. Wink, wink. Let's continue.
Dumb thing, and I should take responsibility for the dumb thing I did. And what we agreed on is I'm very happy with it. I will pay a $50 fine, and then nothing else in life will change.
$50.
Can you believe
plead
that?
guilty to a misdemeanor. $50 fine. They read it out loud in court today. It's all done. It's all done. Now I just do
It's all done. It's not, by the way, which he's probably about to point out. But the first thing he said was, "I couldn't be happier. I'm so happy about this." Dude, you pled guilty to a sex crime.
Yes. And he got away with it, according to him. $50, that's nothing.
Well, him getting away with it, that was another thing that whatever called to mind, that like how many episodes of this asshole show that I heard him railing on the super woke left Antifa justice system in Minnesota, in Minidishu, excuse me. And then meanwhile, oh, wow. Wait, no, Aaron, you should be in jail forever. But if I listen to Steel Toe talking about a kid shoplifting, throw the book at, put him under the jail. Meanwhile, it's you sending out news without permission. Oh, I think it was very reasonable.
You should become a liberal under this logic.
That's what I'm saying.
You should be like, Yeah, prison reform's the greatest thing ever.
He's a direct beneficiary of it.
He is, but the thing is, he got away with it because he thinks he deserves to, because he doesn't think he did anything wrong. It may be on the books. Kayla, he has now, first he was in love with her. She was the answer to his prayers, and now she's a dirty slut whore. Who deserves it? That's it.
Thank you, B Crunk 11 for the $20. Thank you very much for the birthday grift. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. It's the lamest chant in World Tour.
I remember once when my dad won a hand in the World Series of Poker, and they started doing that. I was like, okay, can we cancel the whole?
It's pretty lame. I'm first to admit that. You just got me back to Kayla, and I don't think I ended up making this point earlier where I had it in my head. What people forget with the Kayla situation is, whether she's an exhibitionist or whatever, the facts are when they all split up and then they got arrested and Aaron went on his fucking press tour, he's on this press tour giving illicit, private details of Kayla's sex life. And she's having to see this from afar and seeing him blurt out everything about her life. And then she finds out, now he sent out a nude. I don't care who you are. When somebody is...
it's a betrayal.
When somebody is going out and exposing you to the world, like that actually would traumatize a person.
Traumatize, but also as revenge. She hurt his feelings. And his way of responding and retaliating is to do that. It's revenge. That's why they call it revenge porn. That's why they call it that.
Analyzing the accent tonight, Kayla's sex laugh. Yes, sex life.
Lie.
Plus, I'm a few beers in now, so the words are going to sound pretty weird going forward. But all right, Rostog has not got any attention. I know Robbie loves Rostog because he always talks about marriage. Thank you for the $5.
Your messages don't go unseen, Rostog.
Yeah, Robbie reads them all, Rostog. Thank you for the $5. I tried to buy you a Robbie cameo message for your birthday, but I can't find his page. Well, keep trying, Rostog. Maybe that's a thing we'll do one day. We'll get Robbie to get on cameo. The crew is getting bigger and bigger. Our friend Jay Scoop is here. How you doing, Scoop?
Yo, can you hear me okay? I just have a quick moment, but I wanted to jump in while I could and say happy birthday.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
I don't know.
I appreciate you taking time away from your lovely lady who's only in the country for a short period. Oh, there she is. Hey, Olya.
Happy birthday.
Hi, Olya.
Happy birthday. She's sad right now. Say happy birthday. Say it. She's not going to say it. She's embarrassed right now.
For those of you who don't know Jay Scoop, because it's been tough for Jay Scoop to get on streams in the last, year or so.
Yeah.
Scoop spent at least a year, probably 18 months in Ukraine, right, Scoop?
Yeah. It was a little over a year. Forget how many months.
And Scoop was on the front lines giving medical aid to wounded Ukrainian soldiers, helping out in any way with rebuilds from stuff that was blown up. And he also met a lovely lady. And it's great that she's in the States with you, dude. I'm glad that you've got to spend some time with her. And I appreciate you jumping on and taking some time away from her to say happy birthday to me. It's very nice.
Yeah, for sure, man. Try not to drink too much, or at least keep it to where you remember everything that happened in this podcast, unlike that Christmas special when I did that edible.
That's right. Tremendous.
I'm the only one that remembers that Christmas special now that you don't think they will talk about it.
Indeed. Well, yeah, Scoop, you going to stick around for a minute or you're just in and out?
No, I got to run. Yeah, I just now pulled over so that I could just finish up with you.
That's very kind of you, man. I appreciate it. It's great to see you, and hope to see you on a Sunday show sometime soon.
Yeah, for sure. Love you guys. Happy birthday,
Hugs and kisses.
Peace out, big
Hugs and
dog.
kisses.
Oh, that was the nicest story ever. Other than, I mean, the Ukraine stuff was really sad, but he met someone there. That's amazing.
Yes.
Love
He
bloomed.
actually he sadly lost someone there too.
Oh no.
Which was brutal.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And we would go through periods of time because he'd go off the grid, like he's on the front lines. He's completely off the grid, and like we went through a period of time, like where it was like 6 weeks we hadn't seen anything.
Yeah, we
from
had
him.
assumed he was dead at one point. At least
that's
and it was-
scary.
and we're like, we would never find out. We'd never know. You know, there's nobody in Scoop's life that we know other than Scoop. And then one day, his lovely girlfriend actually messaged on his Twitter account and said, he's in hospital. He's okay.
Oh,
gotta, you know what I mean?
But
it was.
What happened? What happened again? He was like on a second-story building, got hit by a missile, and he fell to the first floor or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Scoop is a Marine veteran. And,
wow.
He's a lucky motherfucker. He's dodged death a couple times since we've met.
I know, but let's knock on wood, and that's amazing. He's the real deal. Yeah. I just get so I so appreciate people who go in the military. I'm so grateful neither of my kids has any interest, just because I'm a mommy, you know, and it's just like it just kills me to even think of that. So the danger.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I'm not a mommy, but as a dad, I don't want.
No.
I don't want to see him. Like even like there's not a pipeline to American football, but we have Australian football, and I grew up obsessed with it, and I always thought, if I had kids, like I want my son to be a superstar in the AFL, and I've got older than that, and I'm like, I don't know if I want his head getting fucking KO'd,
right?
Week and all of that. Like,
oh yeah, they do. Never mind.
Yeah, Australian rules football is pretty
cool.
So I'm like, maybe cricket would be better, or baseball, or something that's perhaps less likely to get multiple concussions in a year.
Yeah,
your attitude kind of changes when you see a guy get KO'd and his muscles are spasming from a KO. You're like, I don't.
That's
see that,
awful. So. Yeah, that's why I'm glad my kid played baseball, not football. So, football's really
less violent.
Although he did get a concussion playing flag football, because some gigantic kid who also played tackled him on a hard surface. So yay! Anyway.
So much for flags.
Yeah. So much for flag football, right?
Here's a story for you. I once KO'd myself. I'm an electrician by trade, and there was a metal box attached to a light pole. We were disconnecting the light pole, and so my job was to disconnect everything out of the metal box and then remove the metal box from the pole. But the box had been siliconed to the pole as well. So I undid the bolts, but it's still stuck there because the silicon's still holding. And so I hit it with a hammer and stuff a few times. It started to come loose. And then I grabbed the corner of the box and I yanked it, pulled it forward. The silicon broke free. The corner of the box just perfectly on my chin just came through and went boom, like a perfect knockout punch. And I just went, I didn't get KO'd. I got a concussion, but it knocked me, and then fucking I was seeing stars and all that.
Yeah.
Shit. What a dumb way to get a concussion.
Well, I'm also glad my kids don't want to be electricians. Let's add that to the list.
Yeah, I've got dozens of electric shocks, or as we call them, a
dangerous.
boot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I still think I can beat pretty much anyone on how I broke my orbital bone years ago. So
what?
I rolled over in bed and it caused the iPad to go like that, and it hit me right in the side of the face with such force.
Okay. Wow.
The most Robbie thing I've ever done. I don't think I told you that one, Ozzy.
Yeah, wasn't that the iPad that looked like a taco?
No, that was the one I slept on. That was the one I slept on. And then by the time I woke up,
well, didn't you just say you rolled over in bed and it hit you in the eye?
I've gone through multiple. iPad's been around quite a while.
Lots of injuries in bed, which is interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can't you put it on your bedside table or something like that?
Yeah, but I forgot. It's a long story. Yeah.
Okay, we get it. We get it. You got sleepy and you fell asleep. Okay.
I mean, people
Hey.
have broken their noses with laptops because they're watching something they forget, and then. Okay, I'm just trying to
Wow.
make myself feel better about it.
Yeah, no, but none of us have done that. But okay.
No, none of us.
Shaka, you seem the most educated of this crew to me. Can you read
Sure.
the super
Shots
tip for me?
fired. Shots have been fired.
Okay. I am not Hawaiian.
Yeah, what the hell does that mean?
How oli la hanu? Happy birthday, Aussie Guy. How
Thank
oli
you.
la hanu? That looks Hawaiian, right? I could be wrong. Or maybe it's like Tongan or some sort of Southeast South Pacific language. Yeah. What do you think?
I was thinking Hawaiian because when I first glanced over at it, I was going to say aloha, and then I was like, oh no, that's not what that says at all. And I was like,
that's my education. Yeah, that's my education level. I think it looks Hawaiian.
Yeah. Tamara Ann says it's god damn it. I didn't want to bring Rostog up. Go away. It's Hawaiian. Happy birthday. Thank you, Tamara Ann.
Cool.
Appreciate it. Rochi says 100% of domestic accidents happen in the home. Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
100%.
and I believe that too. I believe
Yeah.
that too. I think he's right.
Oh,
yeah.
I did that wrong. I meant to do that. There we go. I know it's my birthday, but I'm not that much of a egomaniac. I'm looking at other parts of the screen. Rochi says, drink up, Aussie Guy. Okay. All right. Are we going to get through this clip? Let's get back to this clip.
I just do an interview. Then 6 weeks from now or so. In 6 weeks, we make it official, the probation, all that stuff. And, look, what we struck today is something that, I mean, my attorney and I were very happy with it. Very, very happy.
Oh, I hate him.
What else to say?
Cheers, fellas.
Canyon says no other court costs. $50 fine is what we agreed to. And
are you going to pause it,
the
Robbie?
felony is dismissed.
I didn't
The
hear
felony
you
is
say
dropped.
pause.
I said pause.
Perfect.
Jesus.
That's perfect right there.
I'm nearly
Oh
forgotten
man,
that.
that's the first good pause too that he's ever come out looking like.
Yeah, it doesn't look terrible there. I'll
Looks like
let
a
you
dog.
go.
Oh, little James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you go, NJ,
Like-
while I try and remember what I was going to say.
Lames Bond.
I look, this guy with his dude and he's got his little highball glass. Like this is on some level, this is like an ultimate Marvel version of Steel Toe. Like it's him, but like times itself.
Yeah.
And I get it that it's like at his peak. Well, not like his total peak, but like his recent, like this motherfucker could have gone to jail, could have felt like he got away with it.
Smugness.
Yes.
His peak smug. And also I like how he was doing a lot of the side elbow on the table.
Mm-hmm.
That's him when he's telling it like it is. He was doing a
He's
lot
very
of that
casual,
up
yeah.
until that. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just as you said earlier. He has that youth pastor energy.
You know, and can we just admire for a moment the widow's peak? And
Yes,
Melton's
it's
been talking a lot about how he's convinced he dyes his hair. I 100% agree.
It's
I mean,
Eddie
that is such a
Munster.
Eddie
Right
Munster.
there,
It
looks
is
like
so
Christian Grey right
unnatural because he's trying to stay young. You know, but he's not old really. I mean, what is he? 38. He's still in his 30s, dude. He could even have gray hair. No one would give a shit. I hate him. He's
Yeah, look,
just,
I've got going grey every time. Like I shave my head all the time because I'm going bald as well. So, you know, every month or two, my wife will go, "Time to shave your head," and I'll go, "Yeah, sure," and she'll shave my head. Every time it comes back, there's more grey every time.
okay, but can I tell you something?
You know?
Can I tell you
Yeah.
something, Dean?
Yeah.
It has never been a better time in the history of mankind to be a bald guy. Okay, women don't care. It's a look. All right.
Well,
It's a look.
I think
no
my
one goes
head
like,
suits
"Ooh."
it.
Yeah, you do have to have the right head. If you have like a little bitty pin
Yeah.
head, it's a little harder. But I'm just telling you, do it. It's so much easier. I mean, I will never. I mean, I'm a girl. Okay, I have hair. I've got a lot of hair. But the thing is, like, as a man, oh my God, it must be so light and easy. You could shave it yourself.
Right.
Go for it. Like,
No,
what,
I
what do
love
you?
it.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a barber or a hairdresser in
Yeah. What?
fucking 10
And
years.
women,
You know, like
The money
women
you're
are
saving.
fine. First of all, women don't care about your hair. All right, they really don't. I can't imagine any adult woman really caring that much if they like the rest of you. We don't care. Now, my husband has a full head of hair. I'm not lying, Rochi. How dare you? I'm not
Now,
lying.
Shaka, what do you
got great
think
hair.
about? I was gonna say, what do you think about long, greasy ponytails?
Hate it, hate it, hate
British
it, hate
men?
it. It's like a midlife crisis screaming out. Okay, it's like, again, I go back to who brought me here
Take that,
is
Rochi.
John, stuttering John. Okay, Rochi. I've only seen his pictures as a roach. I'm sure. No, I've seen him. He's fine. But I haven't touched his head. Please wash your hair. Okay, I'll go that far to say, please keep your hair clean. But like John, he really thinks if he keeps his hair longer that it makes him look younger. It makes him look like a homeless person who doesn't have access to a scissors. That's what it makes you look like. So if you have great hair, go for it.
Yeah, to be fair to Stuttering John, he always looks like a homeless person.
He does, but when he was younger, he did have a head of hair. Okay,
No, that's true.
I hated his like 90s long hair. I personally, that wasn't my thing, but he did, and now it's thinning out, and he needs to. He really, I don't think he's even kidding when he says, "I do this stuff for the ladies," because it's all the surface stuff on, and he's so wrong. Like those glazes. I mean, that screams, I am in my 70s and I'm trying to look young. His face betrays him, it's over. And so anyway, guys, my point is, Rochi, if you want to shave your head, do it. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. By the way, greatest song ever. DJ Dabbles.
DJ, that was a banger. Absolute banger.
Amazing. Love it.
Big Greg and I were checking in.
Big Greg. Big Greg.
Happy birthday, Aussie Guy. Let's all celebrate with some cocaine.
I'd love to.
Oh, yeah.
Can that be DoorDash to me as well?
I don't know. In Australia.
Check your front door. Check your front door.
But you know what? That's the other thing about Aaron. Even the way he says cocaine, youth pastor, who's never
100%.
done it before. He's such just like a dweeb.
Can he even grow facial? Can he grow facial hair?
That's remember he used to have that Dirt Stash Van Dyke combo.
It was very sad because April probably said, you know, it'd be really hot if you had facial hair, and he tried and it didn't work.
You're close, Shaka. The two times that it happened, he did it back-to-back years, 2023 and 2024. In 2023, April had said how attractive she thought Mike David Redbar was.
Oh, that's right.
Beard. And so Aaron grew his little goatee. And then 12 months later, April obviously talked about Nick's beard and how she thought Nick's beard was attractive. So Aaron tried again. And then once April left, he shaved it off. And I guess Slam Piece isn't into it because he hasn't tried to go back to...
Well, you know, sometimes it takes a few tries for someone to just go, you know, this isn't working for me. That's for me in bangs, okay? I've cut my hair in bangs many times, and I go, why did I do that?
Nobody should cut bangs. Are you kidding me?
But they can be so cute.
Worst.
But they can be cute.
Women never cut your hair short.
Yeah.
If you're really pretty, you'll still probably be pretty with short hair. Still way prettier with long hair. Never put your hair up in a bun. No, man.
Oh, no, I won't do it. I will not do it. I feel like I'm bald. I have a lot of hair. I've got really thick hair. So when I just even put my hair in a ponytail, I feel like I'm bald and I look like a boy. And I don't, but that's how I feel.
And the third thing is never cut your bangs. Never.
That's just
work.
All right. But shave your head, guys, if you're losing your hair. Just go for it.
Yeah, I got it easy. My wife is happy with the shaved head and the shitty beard that I can grow. Like, if I don't have to shave every day and every month or two I have to shave my head, I'm happy with that.
Go for it.
Trim of the beard. Yeah, fucking perfect. All right, let's try and finish this clip.
We do the misdemeanor, and then we do a what they call a pre-sentencing investigation, where they just make sure, because a lot of these kids during these pre-sentencing things like to go like, I'm just only pleading because I have to, and they're just retarded and they're stupid. They won't own up to what they did. So we got to do that, but that's in the future. I'll talk about what happened.
Expert Aaron Imholt.
Did he not just do that basically, but without a dumb like?
Maybe, but he also did it in an offhanded, cool manner, where he said, we'll just do this, no big deal. I'm just gonna plead, da da da. He didn't say, I'm just gonna plead because I'm a big baby. So
the previous morning. This morning, he, in the early part of his show, he said the words, I don't even consider it a punishment.
Yeah, that's pretty.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't. 50 bucks in a misdemeanor.
That's
I agree. I agree he shouldn't, but I disagree that he should vocalize that when he has a pre-sentencing hearing coming up. I'm amazed he's saying this much. Like, you have a pre-sentencing hearing. Like,
okay, but tell me what
saying this.
What comes in next for him? Because that's where I am not clear.
So I believe it's 6 weeks is his sentencing hearing. And so he now has a pre-sentencing investigation. And apparently there's a domestic abuse investigation as well. That's up on the Minnesota court website. But a lot of people have speculated. Of course, I don't know how this works, but there's talk that Kayla gets to present like a witness impact statement, I assume, and perhaps she gets to present anything that she thinks is relevant when it comes to sentencing. They'll obviously, look into whether he deserves this deal or not. The big thing is, does the judge go, look, it's just, it's all just paperwork and let's just get it done? Or does the judge hear the disrespect that he showed over the past 12 months to the court, to Kayla, to the whole thing? Most people, if they heard the way he's talked about the case, calling it a bunch of BS, he's now admitting that he definitely sent the picture and everything. I think there is a good chance that the judge says, I can sentence you to up to a year in jail, and maybe I'm going to do it. There is a possibility that happens.
I think that I don't think any of that's going to happen. I think it's going to be over. I don't think, again, it gets back to what the actual crime was, and it is a crime to do that, and we all know why it's a crime, but nobody gives a shit about Kayla. No. I just don't think that any of the powers that be think it's worth it, their time, to deal with this. And that's it. And he's going to get away with it, and he's going to continue to be a douchebag. We're still waiting for Stuttering John to get arrested for one of his, drunk driving outings. It hasn't happened yet. It's a miracle.
Yeah, because
he's a great driver.
But he's not.
he drink drives daily. If he's going to the pub every day, he's driving home daily.
But it's light beer. It's like drinking water. No, it's not. If you have 15 of them, you're drunk.
Yeah, it might be like that after the first few, but
no, and also he's on medication.
Well, that's another fact as well.
Yeah.
I remember finding myself doing Stuttering John beer math a few months back. I caught up with my friend on a Friday night, and overall I had 10 beers, right? And I'm at my friend's house, and I had to drive home. And I started doing the math. I was like, I started drinking at 3. It's 10 o'clock now. So every hour a beer dissipates. So really, I've only got 3 beers in my system if I drive home now. I'm like, and no part of me actually believed that was the truth, but it was just trying to talk myself into, it's okay, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I have a friend who says he drives better when he's drunk.
That's insane.
Because he's more careful. Listen, I would be dead if I had 10 beers. Okay, so that's not going to happen anyway. But there's so many other, you can get a ride. You could do an Uber. You could. There's no excuse anymore.
But Shaka,
you know?
then you've got to go back the next day and get your car. It's a big fuck around.
You send your butler to go get your car. No, I know. I don't like to. Half the time when I do go out for drinks or something with friends and I do an Uber, I'm always like, I don't drink enough there to actually need the Uber back, and I'm always annoyed because also in LA it costs a fortune. I don't know what it costs where you guys are, but like if I want to just go, 6 miles away there and back, that's $50 at least.
Wow.
Depending on the time that I go, there and back. So it's like, ugh, for that, I just won't drink. I don't know.
The amount of times with my wife, my wife we're going out and like we're talking about whether to book an Uber and that.
Yeah.
And exactly what you're saying, Shaka. Like, they're really expensive, especially if you're going there and back. And I just look at my wife and go, you're not going to drink enough for us to need an Uber. Like she'll drink, she'll have 2 or 3 drinks over a 4-hour period, and we're in an Uber going, we didn't need to get this fucking Uber. Like just drive, fuck's sake.
And then add to it how much the drinks cost. So it's like, again, don't know what it's like in Perth. I'm just saying, if I have 2 glasses of wine at a restaurant, that's like minimum $30. All right, just for the 2 glasses of wine. And I'm just like, I don't want to spend any more money. But I'm also not an alcoholic. So there you go. I can manage it. If you are, like John and Aaron likes to drink. I know he says he hasn't had any drinks in a long time, but it's just not worth it to me.
And look, it would be easy for people to call me an alcoholic, and perhaps I am. But every time, just about every time I'm on stream, I'm drinking beers. But to be fair to myself, generally it's once a week that I'm on stream.
Yeah.
It's not every fucking day like Stuttering John.
Well, he knows I am half in the bag by 8 o'clock. He's in the bag all day long. This teaching, how is he doing this? I had to get up. I've got to get up. In fact, I got to go in a few minutes because I'm getting up in the morning to teach, and I've got a lot of hours this week, which is cool. But I can't drink. I had 1 glass of wine in celebration of your birthday at the beginning of this, but I'm done. I have to wake up. How does he wake up? How does he stay awake the whole day?
I can add some insight to that. I've definitely been a daily, a day drinker alcoholic in the past. So
cocaine is how you stay up?
No. How it works is, and this is how you avoid a hangover. If you're a day drinker, if you finish work or whatever, like John goes to the pub at 3 or 4 p.m., right? And he gets loaded at the pub, then he goes home, has some dinner, has some more beers at home. I promise you, he is asleep at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Probably.
And he gets 10 hours sleep and he wakes up fresh as a daisy. Like that's what 2 true day drinking alcoholics do. It's you drink in the afternoon, you can get enough sleep in for you to recover. One of the biggest reason people get hangovers is you go out drinking till 2 a.m. and you're awake at 7. Your body hasn't had the chance to.
Yeah, no, you have to sleep,
and recover.
And you also do have to drink a lot of water too. I will say, because if I do drink a lot for some reason, I'm pounding water, so that helps too. I'm not telling anyone anything they don't know, but I really do have to get going. I mean, this was super fun, and it was so nice to meet you guys.
Thanks, Becca.
I have not met, so continue celebrating. Make sure Aussie Guy doesn't, do anything too crazy, like try to rip his shirt open. Okay, like Aaron did.
Not this shirt. I love this shirt.
Don't do. I know, but just be careful. You never know. And I will talk to you guys again soon, I hope. Have a great night or day wherever you are. All right.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right.
We appreciate it.
No problem. It was fun. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Shaka.
Bye. Bye.
Great stuff. The great Shaka John. I think it was Shaka Cone originally. The take of the Shaka Khan.
She's full of that good knowledge on the air and shit.
Yeah, as she said, she's an actor and done voiceover work. And when I first heard her on Shmuel Buckman's show, it like I say, it took me 30 seconds to go, this woman's worked in broadcasting. It's obvious.
The Fargo thing was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
She killed.
And she, we touched on it briefly. We didn't actually discuss it with her. When Stuttering John moved out of Los Angeles and went to Florida, he dumped his couch on the sidewalk, for collection or whatever. And she was, I believe, the first one to cruise by and get some video and snapshots of Stuttering John's couch. And then I believe, was it Sheet Shitterson, I think, was the one who procured the cushion and mailed it to Rochester for DabbleCon 2. And I remember someone going there with a black light, which was pretty funny. Great stuff. I mean, I don't love the idea of like going to someone's house, but he was gone, so it's fine. It's not like you're harassing him while he's there. Like, he'd well and truly left, and he left his couch on the sidewalk. So I think it's fair game at that point.
College style prank.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Do we want to continue with this, or do we want to get to the MLC clip?
If you get into another clip, brother, I'm just letting you know. I probably need to get out of here. I gotta do my thing here in a little bit. The vampire rolls the night.
All good, brother. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I think we'll go to the MLC clip because I'm looking at the time, and I do have something prepared, which is, I think, pretty huge that I've sort of kept to myself a little bit.
Happy birthday, sir, and $1 billion Kiki bucks to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers,
brother. Thanks for helping.
Great to see you, Josh.
It's good seeing all you guys tonight. Happy birthday, Aussie.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you coming on.
See you.
Bye. All right, yeah, let's get out of this. Let's get to the MLC. I think. Oh no, there he goes. Did you get rid of him, Robbie? No. I feel like he just exited out. He didn't. Anyway, let's go to the MLC clip. Let's see how long we can last on that, because this has got Kiki as well as Kevin Brennan. Which one thing? So I was watching or listening to Melton earlier, and he was obviously sniping it, and Kevin Brennan. Like, Kevin Brennan talks so much shit on his show.
Okay.
But then as soon as someone... What, Robbie?
Oh, is it Stalin 19 but about MLC?
Yeah, I sent that clip to the DMs as well.
Oh, I didn't get any DMs.
I'm sure I sent it.
My phone just might be in a dead zone in the basement.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
Let me just check.
No.
Bring a show to a
now
street.
I see him. Yeah, I think just popped. Okay. Yeah.
Just popped up. I sent that 3 hours ago. Well, 2 hours ago.
Well, it just popped up on my thing because I clicked refresh. So, yes.
So
technically,
anyway.
Can't we?
Yes. KB talks so much shit about people on his show. But what I have noticed is when people are guests on his show, he's such a flowery, just, he's happy to have them there, and it's all just let's hold their hand through this.
I love it. I think that it's very it's overcoming because you presume that you're going to be walking into a buzzsaw here, and meanwhile, especially I feel like this is especially true about Keanu on some level because he's talking more shit. And whether that's deserved, him being so nice to her now is another thing. But I appreciate that he's really sweet with Michaeline because Michaeline doesn't deserve the Bob Levy jokes that she looks like a dolled up Bob Levy. That's enjoyable, but it is somebody's 60-something-year-old ma. And so I'm glad that he didn't open up the gates of hell on her.
I'll say about I do like KB. KB takes his shows down, and I'm never able to watch KB live. I'm not signing up for his Patreon, so I'm never able to watch live. So I don't ever watch MLC, but I've certainly seen a bunch of clips and people covering KB. I like him. I think he's funny. People say he's not funny anymore. I disagree. I think there's great moments with KB, and he's smarter than people give him credit for in terms of like Shulie and that are trying to call him the new Stuttering John, which is ridiculous. And I think KB is smarter than that, and KB's kind of playing them a little bit to get them to do that. Yeah, I think he knows what he's doing. Is he as entertaining as he was? Definitely not. You know what I mean? Like his show a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever, was way more entertaining. But KB's not stupid. I think he knows what he's doing, and he is still a funny guy.
Yeah, especially like, okay, I think that people sort of allied the being a boomer and not know what he's doing in a tactical sense of like pulling up the clip, etc., sending out the link, and that, say, like the TSN guys try to extrapolate that into him being a dumbass, being an SJ type, where SJ has both of those things, that he's Fred Flintstone typing on the keyboard, but also just does dumb shit. And I think, to your point, it's been to their detriment because he gets to clown on them for how weak Sauce and how much of a... I mean, they tried to do the same with Aaron. And Aaron, on some level, is... That moniker has been passed around since Stuttering John has like receded to like, who's the, oh, this guy's the new Stuttering John. Like, it's wish casting. It's definitionally wish casting. I don't even think that like Aaron is closer to the new Stuttering John, but even that is like, okay, you guys are reaching, and KB is not, you can't say that he's a new Stuttering John.
I'm sick of the... I mean, I've been sick of it for a long time, but
the
new
term.
Stuttering John, it's frustrating. Stuttering John's a 1 in a million. The planet's aligned with all of his different tendencies to make him like the perfect lolcow. And from like, I forget when I discovered WATP, I think it was around 2021. From like 2021 to 2024, couldn't get enough Stuttering John stuff. It was so good. Oh, maybe more to when he left the first time, late 2023. I think that couple of years, 2021 to 2023, was fucking great. Couldn't get enough of it. When he came back and started being a part of it, that's right, it wasn't as good to me, but still highly entertaining. Aaron was something completely different to me. The way he came about and following him. And yeah, there's similarities, because I think John checks so many boxes that anybody else that checks some of those boxes, you go, yeah, see, this is like Stuttering John. This is like Stuttering John. But it's like, yeah, but they don't check all the boxes. It's just they have similarities because there's the lack of self-awareness. There's the projection. There's the, all the different tendencies. So yeah, I don't like this searching for a new Stuttering John, but I get it for TSN because that's what they made their
that
bones
was
on.
exactly what I was going to say. That, like, again, to quote Aaron, consider the source. Like, if you were them, and no matter how much of a brave front that those guys like to put out, like, their cash cow is for all intents and purposes gone, and you can still try to go to the well and act like ain't a damn thing changed. Those of us who have a couple of brain cells who rub together know that that's not true. And you got, if you're plumbing the depths of old Stut Joe clips and acting as if this is like, oh wow, this is something novel, like, and so that's, to your point, where the drive to make Aaron, to make KB the new thing, but it's not the same.
Yeah, B Smiley the third. Big fan of you in the different chat rooms I see. You guys are giving KB way too much credit. Dude's retarded. Fair enough. Like, yeah, I'm happy to accept if I'm wrong about that. Just my opinion on the situation. But follow-up comment, I don't understand the KB worship. I'm certainly not worshipping him. Like, if I was, I'd probably sign up to his Patreon. But what did you do, Robbie?
Yeah, I pretend you didn't do that.
And Aaron's a lolcow. I never gave a fuck about Stuttering John. Never found him interesting. Never said Aaron's a new Stuttering John, but who gives a fuck when Aaron's a lolcow? Yeah, look, I tend to agree with all that. Yeah, I don't understand KV worship. I think he's funny and entertaining, but yeah, I mean, it's similar to when Aaron acts like Patrick Melton's my hero because I've got a Nobody Likes Onions hat on and I listen to his shows. I find the guy entertaining. I find him funny. Like it's, I don't look to Patrick Melton for guidance in life. Like it just he's something to listen to that can be entertaining. So yeah. I don't know. Anyway, Robbie, well, I can add that to stage. Let's get on to this MLC clip before I get to my TSN bombshell.
Oh.
Can you press play, please, Robbie?
Yeah.
I'm back. No, things.
Oh, look who's here!
Wow! Oh, my God. Yeah.
We were just talking about your ex-wife. I didn't see
it. Hey, what's up? The reason I had to go to court today?
What up, dog? You're welcome.
Jesus Christ.
You're the reason
he's hammered too, and I love it. He's loose. The motherfucker's loose.
He is. The juice is loose. We were just talking about his pre-sentencing investigation, and like immediately comes up. Oh, first of all, he takes the gayest little sip. Like, I'll do an Aaron sip.
Can him and Carl have that in common?
Yeah. Me. Like,
there we go.
Get it up there. Get it down the gullet. But no, just immediately jumping on to be like, oh, it's your fault. This thing that I just pled guilty to, it's your fault. Straight out the gate. Unbelievable.
So you are the reason you had to go to court today. Not me.
100%.
You are the reason.
100%. To quote the great Kevin Brennan, I was a bad boy.
You were a bad boy.
Wait. So I don't even know if you know this, but Keanu seems to.
No, that's right, Robbie. I was just throwing that in. Just Kevin was super impressed by.
I thought you said pause. I don't know why. Sorry.
Think that right. April is now living back with
because I got a super tip. B Smiley the third. Happy birthday, man! Thank you, B Smiley. Yeah, like I said before, I see you in the pretty antisocial chat and the Melton chat all the time, and always making great points, but never being heard. You know what I mean? Yeah,
very profound.
It's one of those things like chat rooms, especially when shows fucking bring myself off the main screen again. Especially when shows get more popular and it's more about super chats and all that. Like we're bringing up a few free chats and that stuff here tonight, but B Smiley's always dropping knowledge in the chat. And if streamers didn't have such a large audience and so many super chats and that, they would be drawing on B Smiley's comments because he has a lot of knowledge.
I would get upset if there's chats that are like, or shows that are so popular they don't read all the super tips that they get. That would if I paid even $1 and it didn't get read, I would be so pissed off.
Yeah, I agree. I sometimes worry that I didn't say thank you enough. If you know what I mean, like maybe I breezed past it a bit too quickly, and I feel bad. I'm like, I should have said thank you better or whatever. Like, there's a guilt to it. Like, that's why I couldn't do what Aaron does. To an extent, like, look, of course, we all love people giving us money, and we want the donations.
I said I wouldn't know if there was a guilt to it because I've never gotten $1.
Sorry, I'm with you now. Yeah, you never got a dime.
You set him up to that, Dean. You set him right up to that.
Yeah. Well, what I'll say right here, right now, if you
you don't have to say anything. We've had plenty of DMs.
No, if you super tip and say it's expressly for Robbie, he'll get a VIG. Oh, there you go.
What's a VIG?
Points.
Yeah, points on it. Points on it. Pennies on the dollar is basically what a VIG means. Yeah. All right, play the clip.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
What?
You're welcome, B Smiley III. Thank you, Dean. Appreciate the compliments. All good. I noticed you, man. I noticed you.
The court documents would spell that out. Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted people to. I didn't know how I knew that she was at home. I forgot you told me that, but isn't that you said you knew
public?
that
It's public record. She was. That's the address she put on when she was served with those.
Chug, Mom.
Pause.
You know, I read.
That was
Shout out Michaeline. I mean, shout out Kevin Brennan actually for bringing her on stream at that moment, but just mid guzzle. That's tremendous.
That blew your drink out of the water. My God.
Yeah, she fucking nailed it. She's showing Aaron how to drink. She must have been backstage watching him having his little sip of his fucking can. I'll show him how to fucking drink. But what I love that Keanu, again, this is what Shaka talked about before, how Keanu is such a cunt of a friend to where, I didn't know if we should talk about it. She was home. And then Aaron straight away, that's public knowledge when she put that address on blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, that's not actually public knowledge. That's information you're privy to that you made public knowledge.
Yep.
A lot of people with April, right? They all say, fuck April. She was complicit in it all. Like, she sat next to Aaron and fucking cheered on his bullshit. And, she got into the cocaine. No sympathy for that. Agreed with all of that. Melton on in 10 minutes. Hurry up, guys. Happy birthday, Robbie. Melton was nice enough to hold out till midnight Eastern. So I appreciate that, Patrick. But no, if people want to run away and watch Patrick, that's fine. You're going to miss the TSM bombshell, but you can go. Anyway. Sorry, the Shulie Network, but we'll get to that. And was actually Melton should fucking wait until at least 12:05 so we can all at least celebrate my birthday on the East Coast, because my birthday is actually the 11th of April. It's 11th 100%. Of April. And birth. Yeah. Moody. Kiki live right now, so you might see a drop in viewership. Should we snipe it? No, we're not sniping it. Yeah, tell him, Dean. I'm telling you. What was I saying? Yeah, April. So all of that up until arrested, all that shit with April, I agree with you. She was complicit in all of it. Fuck her. But since then, this prick keeps just talking all kinds of shit about her when she has kept her mouth shut. She went radio silent other than, again, a brief period on Twitter that we're not 100% sure was actually April.
That's 50-50.
Yeah, she has been dead silent. She doesn't deserve this. Like, this is continued abuse from him. He continues to sit online and say, yeah, bitch, you know what I know. And he might push her into, even if she comes on a stream somewhere, she'll get paid well. Even if she makes up a bunch of bullshit, everyone will lap it up because that's what this cunt's been doing for 12 months. So everyone will eat it up and everyone will just fucking mock him with it. Do it, April. Start. Like, I'm sure you've got
go live. Yeah, do it. Defame him. Make up random shit.
Yes. Well, no, I'm sure she's got plenty of true stories that are embarrassing to him. But even if you make them up, April, who cares at this point? Yeah, or exaggerate. Who cares at this point? That's what he's been doing to you for 12 months. He's been doing that to you. Take the power back, bitch. Take the power back.
Abe.
Yeah. Continue, Robbie.
I read the discovery, Keanu, and I will say this.
What?
I will say
Gino stayed loyal.
He's a loyal boy.
All Gino told was the truth.
Well, what did I tell? That's all I told. I told what I saw and what I knew. Was I meaner about the truth? Maybe?
Yeah, the spices you threw in were a little.
There, the floating window thing with windows where you go down to a certain point and that brings it up so then you can't press pause. Yeah. It fucks with me every time.
I mean, this is... Why are you talking about this, dude?
I know.
Gino stayed loyal.
Look at his little face. Sound like they coordinated behind the scenes. Like, are you...
Also, Gino stayed loyal. Gino picked up a random call from the cops in a whole nother state and dimed you out. Like, there's no, again, short of obstruction of justice, like, there's a lot of ways that could have been handled that I would consider keeping the faith, not ratting your boy. But now Aaron has to lionize Gino, which, again, obviously I'm biased that's like, it's like battery acid on my soul, any hype of Gino in any regard. But like, bro, this dude, if Gino didn't pick up the phone, as most of us do, at least stateside, there's a lot of scammers in the States. We get a lot of random calls. You get a call from St. Cloud, Minnesota. If I get a call from St. Cloud, Minnesota, I am not picking the. Thank you, Robbie. We're not picking that shit up.
Yeah. Well, and also he said that he hung up the first time. So when it rings again, you know what the number is. Don't answer it again.
Thank you.
What are they actually going to do? And right now, if I receive the phone call from St. Cloud, Minnesota, it might be the FBI. Because I actually don't remember, but Patrick may have mentioned me when he was like talking about the hack with the people he sent the zip file to. You know what I mean? He did the fake drunk stream where he was like freaking out, going, "Should I delete this file? Should I, like just fucking with everybody?" And yeah, he said he sent it out to Ethan Ralph and Dick Masterson and all these different people. He may have said me. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember exactly. But Aaron talked about how there's all these people that they were asking about. Who's this streamer? Who's this streamer? And I was like, it would be hilarious to me if my name came up in that conversation. Now, that would just be great. Moody says, I would pick up a call from St. Cloud, Minnesota. I have in the past, and it was good. Oh, Moody, are you off work yet? I fucking want more information. If you could at least put it in the chat. Actually, oh no, you'll just free super tip it. Why would I say that? Super tip me, but he'll just do it for free because he can, because he wrote the fucking program and shit. So yeah, the lovely Fearless, shout out Fearless, happy B-Day at the Aussie Guy. I haven't seen Fearless around much. We had, pick up a call from Desmond.
Unfortunately, I made that mistake once.
Used to chat with Fearless a little bit back in the day. Haven't seen Fearless around a long time. Welcome, Fearless. Midnight Mike. Happy birthday, Aussie Guy. GMG for life. Thanks, brother. What was I saying? Fuck. The beers are hitting. I forgot what I was saying.
Getting calls, Gino, Aaron ratting.
Yeah, I've lost it. Oh no, I was just saying to Moody, enlighten us more about the phone call he received from St. Cloud, Minnesota. Was it Paul Shea? All right, I'll send you a link, Moody. Word Salad, thank you very much for the $10. Happy birthday, yo! Thank you, Word Salad. Appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna flick the link to Moody.
How long are we going tonight, Aussie?
All right, but don't think I didn't tell the truth.
Right?
Maybe it was.
No, you didn't say. You didn't say.
What did you say?
I said when I say so. All right.
Oh, okay.
Unless you got to go.
But you.
No, Jesus was spicier. He was like, "This is stupid."
Okay, you're right. He was spicier.
Your was fine, mommy.
It was more in my favor. His spice.
I hear it. There you go. Yeah.
Wait, did your lawyer ever think this would be like a serious charges? Like you were saying, we watched a clip. You were talking about a felony. Did your lawyer really, or did he never guess on what it would be? You'd end up being.
He said two things at the very beginning. He said you'll never do jail time and you won't have a felony.
Yeah, because what you did was so in the grand scheme of things, it's so insignificant. I mean, you sent a picture on your phone. It wasn't revenge porn. It wasn't anything.
No, but it was wrong, and I hurt people.
I mean, people do wrong things all the time.
I know, but it's not. I know a lot of people. I've seen people writing on Twitter and shit and on YouTube and all that. They're like, another win for the toe. I did a.
Jesus Christ. Officially, KB. You just said it wasn't revenge porn. No, it officially was, because Aaron has pleaded guilty to revenge porn, or disseminating a nude image without consent. So it definitely was revenge porn. But I do love this with the
Shitty
people
thing.
that
I
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. I do love this, like the taking sides thing. Like you will not find a clip of me saying Nick Ricada, what's the fucking cocaine? The cocaine's nothing. Oh yeah, you will, because I don't care about the cocaine. What you will hear me say is, yeah, he definitely deserved to have his kids taken away. That was definitely child abuse, child endangerment. Fuck yeah, that was the problem with Nick Ricada. I don't give a fuck about the cocaine and the fucking and all of that. It's when you have children in the house that's where it became a problem. Yeah, Nick Ricada is a fucking piece of shit for that and a shitty fucking father, and that's what he should have been punished for. I don't give a fuck about possession of cocaine. Who really gives a fuck? Like, unless you're, some massive trafficker and you've got 41 kilos of cocaine on you, like 28 grams, like less than an ounce, 26 grams, less than an ounce. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Look, that was the whole issue that, again, he was, and even if he was able to take care of his kids during that time and be coked out and be banging other people's wives, even then I would start to not give a fuck. It was the fact that the kids were clearly impacted by this. Yeah. This dude doesn't have, even though he thinks that he's the smartest man in the universe, clearly he didn't have the capacity to juggle, to spin all those plates at once. But I agree 100%.
Yeah. No, I lost my point. Continue, Robbie.
I did something mean. It was a bully thing, and it was a boy shithead thing to do. And I'm really glad I got to go to court today and say that, because now I can say,
fuck me. This guy in the rakes. Again, sentencing hearing coming up. The point of dropping the felony part of it, Aaron, is that it was harassment, that there was intent there to harass. That's what makes it a felony. When you say that it was a bully move, that makes it harassment. Dude.
Felony bullying, if you will.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Like this lawyer must. He probably doesn't even care. Like he got paid for it. Whatever. He set a price and said, if we go to trial, you'll have to pay more. But until trial, this is the fee, and I'll do everything I can for you. But he must tear his hair out. Or maybe he doesn't even know about the shit that Aaron talks. I don't know. But just all these little things that he keeps saying on fucking stream. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're almost out of this. You've almost got away with it. You see the video of the cyclist. I mean, there's tons of different ones, but I'm thinking of the cyclist who fucking celebrates just before the line, puts his hands up, and then his fucking bike wobbles, he falls down, the guy rides past him and wins. That's what Aaron is fucking trying to do right now.
Who was it on the Eagles who was right at the end zone?
Yeah.
Or the Colts, with it's happened a million times,
Yeah.
That's him.
Go, Robbie.
Okay.
Here, you got to remember, people were like, "Oh, Aaron."
Wait, did you say boy in court?
Oh yeah, I said I was an N-word boy, and they appreciated that. It's St. Cloud.
You know it was a douchey thing to do. You knew it was awful, but look what you had just gone through, getting like cucked out of your life. You were trying to like.
Thanks, Keanu, appreciate it.
It's true. Nobody should ever do that. But is it?
But Steel Toe, when you were doing it at the time, you didn't think it was a terrible thing, right?
Let's just
say you said it.
You say pause.
Well, you may as well. There's plenty of meat on the bone there. Kiki, I'll give a credit. Nice to say to him that he just got cucked out of his life. Good to say that to his face. Well done. But it is your only fucking catchphrase. Yeah, you just fucking keep repeating. He got cucked out of his life. He got cucked out of his life. But nice to say it to his face. What I do like is that Kevin Brennan's then just said, "Well, you didn't think at the time it was anything bad," and he went, "Shut the fuck up, dude! You're on the goal line."
Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable.
I love you, Aaron. Seriously, nobody's trying to take down the toe. This is fucking magic. Can you commit another crime next week?
No, we want to raise you up.
Yeah. Once this is settled, please commit another crime because this is fucking amazing. It really is. Press play, Robbie. Oh, wait, it's my birthday in America. On the East
happy
Coast.
birthday.
Yay, me. Johnny Arcade, did you guys hear him say a day or two ago that Nick was sending April home with Coke bullets like the one he found next to his kid? Oh, is he setting up some more discrediting of April? Because I think he senses that April might talk soon. Once Nick's case is sentenced, like I know her charges have been dropped, but if she fucks up, maybe it fucks Nick over. You know what I mean? Like, is April maybe just waiting for Nick to be sorted and then April's unleashed? I think Aaron is concerned that April's going to start talking soon. The clock's ticking and he knows what she knows. She probably pegged him, to be honest. I would think that wouldn't be a shocking turn of events to find out that April has pegged Aaron.
How would he spin that one for the toe?
And in ancient Sparta, blah, blah, blah.
Johnny Arcade following up. I think the bullet by his kid came from April. Look, it may very well, but I guess maybe he hates Nick more than April, but he's not had any problem throwing April under the bus before this. So I don't know. I think he would pivot to blame April because he is worried that she's about to start talking and he knows what she knows and he needs to.
Exactly. April really pushed my shit in.
Yeah. As opposed to the audience pushing his shit in by not hitting the goal. But yeah, I love Aaron on other shows when he's feeling himself. Like, he is on right now. Like, he's riffing. He's the fucking life of the party. Yeah. Continue, Robbie. I'm taking another piss break.
You said to Gino, your boy's not doing so bad. So you're obviously it was lighthearted.
Well, Keanu was there at the time. It was definitely a guy who was going through some shit who just wanted his buddy to tell him he was doing okay. Because I needed to hear it. It was a retarded, shitty thing to do. And I was the wonderful specimen you see in front of you now. Wow, that was not the guy who sent the text message.
At that point, April was living there, and you were mad at both of that. You were mad at the three of them, right?
I really wasn't. No, I wasn't mad. I had filed for divorce already, and it was. I think everything was signed at that point, or at least was signed within the week. I was like kind of depressed about the whole thing because I was kind of finally admitting to myself how degenerate and gross and disgusting it was. And I was like, God, at least let somebody. And like nobody was disagreeing with me. That's the thing. Like sometimes you say shit to people, you confess what you did, and you're hoping they're going, "Oh, it's okay."
That's bonkers that he just said that he wasn't mad at him. I mean, dude, we can go back and listen. But the great Moody is here. Welcome, Moody. Hey,
Dino, happy birthday.
Thanks,
How's
man.
it going?
Good. Thanks for jumping on.
No worries.
So fill us in. What was the phone call you got from St. Cloud, Minnesota?
Look, I will fill people in about things as needed or as like they're worth filling in. This one isn't worth filling in for, but it's good. Let's just say like the radio community really doesn't like Aaron over there. But I can't bring people into this that have explicitly said that they don't want to be brought into it. So Yeah, it's
right.
that's about where I can leave it. Like this, like if there was something really good, I would say, but
I don't want you to betray any trust or anything, but I am gonna poke a little bit. All right, but I understand you're not going to give details.
Yeah.
Question I want to ask is it outside of what's Paul Shea's company?
Yes, it is outside.
It's outside of that, so more potentially more than one broadcast company you've been
definitely.
in contact with. Yes,
yeah.
And there's only 3, correct?
Oh no, there's more. There's a whole bunch. There's like iHeartMedia is one of them. They've got like hardly any share in there as well. But also I don't know how they count things. Like they might count online streams rather than people actually listening on the radio. There's a whole bunch of companies there, but it's like the what is it called? Town Square run a whole bunch of them, and they're currently in the top. There's Aaron's old station, Tri-County Broadcasting. Just runs one station in the area, or maybe 2. And then Leighton's the other big one, which he's having chats with. I think the guy is called something Valentine. Something Valentine is his name. He's on a show. He's the program director for Leighton, and that's probably who Aaron's meeting with.
Right. Yeah, I think you have mentioned that name before as the person that, because Aaron blabs about all of his fucking conversations with people.
It's like, hey, it's like those. Have you ever had like people in your like network join MLMs and they're like, look at the Zoom call that I'm on. Like who talks about Zoom calls and meetings? I have those and I hate them. Like I'm not on Facebook bragging about me playing business, right? It's a thing that you do. It's just part of it.
Well, a simple thing like Super Tip, right? It took me a little bit to, with my laptop issues and all that, it took me a little bit to get it going. I wasn't tweeting out saying I'm in talks with Moody to get onto Super Tip, or Patrick's setting me up on Super Tip. It's like when it's here, we'll say, hey, we've got Super Tip now, we can use it. Like it's crazy that he can't stop talking about all these different things.
Right. He's like, oh yeah, I reached out through GM. I'm real excited about Super Tip. We have a meeting about setting things up. I hope like it all goes well. I've been reinstalling. I've made sure I figure out how to do admin access for different programs. I've read up about that. I'm already like, shut up.
Yeah.
No one cares. No one cares. Yeah.
Your buddy T.O. Hank with the $10. Oh, damn it. NJ Ranger and Moody, what the fuck? My 2 favorite dabblers. Do you consider yourself a dabbler, Moody?
You've got terrible. I think I'm dabbler. I'm just dabbling in being a dabbler.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Dabbler.
It's like Robbie as well.
I think I stick to one show really. Maybe NLO as well. I go on there from time to time, but I'm only really a regular on one show, and that is my special interest. I don't really care much about John. I know of him, but I feel like Stuttering John's like the fulcrum of that, and I'm not there. But who cares about labels? Like, call people whatever you want.
Well, it's funny. Like we had B Smiley earlier saying he's never given a fuck about Stuttering John. Like I was obsessed with the Stuttering John stuff, for a couple of years there. Like everything hits differently to different people. There's so many people that say I'm bored by Steel Toe, and I'm like, how? Like this stuff is. It's
the most exciting media experience I've ever gone through in my life. It's an ARG. It's an.
I was literally about to say that.
Right. It's an ARG. You're finding out like the story behind the media that's there. It's like, I don't know if you remember like Lonely Girl 15, when people like saw that she had like a Band-Aid on her like shoulder, and they're like, what is this thing? Why is there a band? And then like they uncovered a whole story in that. That's what this feels like. But there's a man actually setting his relationships on fire in the middle of it, all in the hope to get back on radio, which is a dying medium in the first place.
Yeah, everything just seems to be in the wrong direction for him. Like I say, going back to radio. But what I love, so yeah, obviously I discovered NLO and Patrick when he discovered Steel Toe, and Steel Toe had started doing Stuttering John clips, popped himself into the Dabbleverse, went on WATP, went on the Shulie Network. That's where he got on my radar. And I listened to his show. I was like, this guy sucks. Like, this is terrible. And then Patrick popped up. And I never knew that fucking 3 years later or 2 years later, sorry, it's 2 years. 2 years later, NLO, I'd be listening to fucking 20 hours a week or whatever the fuck that he does. But what Patrick set in motion, like Patrick doesn't get credit. Aaron gets credit for what he's done to his own life. But Patrick made so many little predictions and pointed out so many little things that he has just fallen over the past 2 years.
There's been other steel toe-like people in the history of NLO, and around the time when I think steel toe was being somewhat sunset on NLO, the hot tub stream happened, and then all of that stuff occurred. So it's like things would have moved on, and it would have been about a different guy had it not exploded in this way, and it's still exploding. And I don't know, today was crazy. Like, this guy got away, or almost got away, I guess. Like, he's getting a really good deal, way better than he thought he would, about, like, from all of this. And he's just going and blabbing. He can't keep from boasting. And it's the same mistake that got him into it all in the first place. He said it best. He said, look, I pay the $50 and nothing in my life changes. From his perspective, everything's going to carry on as normal, and this is normal for him. So until there's an external force that tells him or really shocks him out of that, it's going to keep happening, and there's just going to be more women piled onto the pile of people he's abused. It's a pattern that continues. Every part of his downfall or bad things that have happened to him, at the center of it was abusing a woman. Like the first one was Heather Lee from first, if you want to go into it, like the divorce and all of that, like his wife was Ashley was spending more time with the kids and not giving him enough attention. That was the first reason. And then he started like sleeping around a little bit in the comedy scene. That was the final straw. Then he abused Heather Lee on the radio. That got him kicked off. He went to Twitch, which I think is like the peak of his like professional life, because he was making over $20,000 a month on that. He abused Trans Girl 45 or whatever her name is on there, and got booted off of Twitch. And then he violated the harassment. Then he got an HRO, then violated that against Ashley. And then and that happened. He got the HRO because he was abusing April as well, in part. He was like hugging her until she couldn't breathe. And then he got like a revenge porn thing for Kayla Ricada. Like, it's every like bad thing in his life has happened because he hates women. And I don't know how he does it. With like, he's got an 11-year-old daughter. She's like 3 or 4 years away from potentially being in a relationship with a boy, a teen boy, and maybe sending those sorts of images to them. You don't know. Like, that's very plausible that might happen.
For sure.
What happens in that case? Is he going to look her in the eye and be like, this is horse shit. Pay me $50, boy, and and on your way. Let's get caught. Like,
100%.
How is this man a father of 2 girls? Like, it's just...
and they're the ones he talks about the most. He barely talks about his son. I don't know if you caught Telling a Lie earlier today, but I'm halfway through. I brought up the fact that I think his move towards pretty antisocial is this is the new women he can abuse for a while.
Yeah, he went shopping for new women to abuse. He's almost finished, but he's gone back on April. Like, this last couple of weeks, he's been saying that she was stinky. He's been showing off her pay stubs, and called her a crack whore a couple times. I mean, go back a month and he was saying, my advice to you is stay off the internet. Don't do any of this stuff. Like, and she is. Like, she's followed that advice. She hasn't spoken online since last year. And
she hasn't said shit about him.
Right.
She's not said a negative word about him, and he's done nothing but bury her. And yeah, you're right. He called her a crack whore. Not only that, he suggested she was a crack whore when he met her, and then he saved her, and then she went back to being a crack whore. Like, in a roundabout way, that's what he said last week. Like, it's very weird.
Let's just
very weird.
let's just wait for Hackermania. Maybe we'll hear some of her words. That'll be quite nice. Anyway, that's it. I'm not.
Thank you, Moody. Thank you. Clip it. Clip it. The clip is here. Clip it. You heard it there from Moody. April to Hackermania. That's what I got out of it. That's what I got out of it. So it sounded like to me. April to Hackermania. Let's do a little bit more of this, and then we'll get to my TSN bombshell.
It's okay, but nobody was doing that. They were just kind of like, "Yeah, you." And so I just wanted somebody to be like, "Hey, good job, buddy," and is retarded. Keanu had a question though. I was very interested to hear what her question was.
And also, Joe.
It's a great comment. Great super chat. Aaron is so much better now. He's dating a slam pig he cheated on his wife with. Aaron, you see her kids more than yours. That's gotta hurt. Though, well done. Addicted to super chats. Good egg. $5 well spent. That's a fucking good dig you got in there.
Piscopo's
Do you say anything else?
No, that's it.
On the Dabbleverse radar because he's a lead into Anthony Cumia's 77 WABC show.
There you go. So, actually, we're inquiring minds want to know: while you were in the polycule, were you cheating on the polycule with Slam Piece?
No, I was not. While I was cheating on my wife, I was not cheating on my wife.
Huh? Which I thought, okay, well.
Hey, I have a question. How many wives have you cheated on?
Does that mean he's getting married
So,
to Sam?
Well, no, who are you referring to, Aaron? Are you referring to a woman you're legally not allowed to refer to? Oh, interesting. When he was cheating on his wife, he wasn't. It sounds like there was permission to have sex with the woman he's referring to. Which would mean it's a woman he's not allowed to refer to, even vaguely refer to. That's part of the charges. All right, a few more seconds, and then we'll go to the TSN bombshell.
All of them. Honestly,
maybe you shouldn't get married anymore.
Hey, Michaeline! Hey,
Michaeline.
It's the only reason I'm here to hear you sing that like that.
Yeah, she loves it. We can't get enough. We can.
So, are you a sex addict like Wade Boggs or something crazy?
I don't know if I was a sex addict, but I was. I'll say this.
Pause.
What?
Be smiley. How can you tell me Kevin Brennan isn't funny? Dropping a Wade Boggs sex addict reference. Look at this noodly man. Compare him to Wade Boggs. Like, what a fucking diss, man. That's great.
Well, I didn't think logging on tonight I'd hear that. So where's that?
Ever like to be?
I forgot about the SpaghettiOs.
That's not.
Yeah, but if that was the only food in the house, that was okay.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's just that, like, when people are knocking on the door and being like, "I'm hungry," I'm like, "Well."
That is.
But you guys are having foursomes and.
What'd you say?
No, I just went ugh.
And doing coke, and the kids are hungry.
Right, I'm going to talk now.
Sorry.
He admitted he took his kids to that place. Right? He's admitted that they're all off in another bedroom, fucking and sucking. Right? And he thinks it's noble that he left the room to give them food so then he can go back to the fucking and sucking and the molly. And let's not kid ourselves. Aaron has made a point of saying he doesn't like cocaine. Was never a big fan of cocaine, only did a few bumps of cocaine. Has never said he doesn't like Molly. Has never said he only did. He liked himself some Molly. And who doesn't, by the way? Molly's fucking great. It's fucking phenomenal. That shit will turn a shitty day into a good one really, really quickly. I would love to. Again, I spoke on Towing the Lies today. Nick Ricada is boring and he's annoying me. But if you've got some legit stories about Aaron on Molly, please tell those stories, because I reckon that would be the craziest experience when you watch this guy broadcast. You give him some Molly, holy shit. If he just talked to a radio guy while he's on Molly, oh, fucking the euphoria that he'd have, and the talking about how he's going back to radio and the grandiose plans he'd come up with. I remember the first time I did Molly, we were in a nightclub. We're all fucking raging. And we're standing there, we're talking to a friend, and we're talking about making this beach buggy, and where you put these things where you squirt oil onto the tires so you can fucking spin the tires easily. And we're all like, yeah, man, tomorrow we're going to fucking get onto that. And my friend needed to go pick up a mattress and deliver it home. We're like, yeah, man, fuck yeah, we'll help you with the mattress and blah, blah. At 8 o'clock in the morning, when he picked us up to go get that mattress, it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Why the fuck did we agree to this shit? Like, you just thought this joy, this high is never going to end. We could take on the world. We could do anything we like. And a few hours later, it's like, ugh, hell no. Get me away from it. All right, let's cut it there. We've done enough. We've done at least 2 hours on Aaron M. Holt, I would suggest. There's been other stuff, mixed in amongst it. Robbie, do you want to go? Do you want to just leave me and NJ Ranger?
I just don't feel well. I'm sticking.
You never feel well. Do you need to fucking go blow up a toilet, or is that the problem? We talked about that before we went on air.
Why
is that the problem?
Oh, you're killing me.
Off-air conversation.
Well, you've got a history. You've got a history of shitting on air, Robbie. That's why.
There's such thing as privacy and private DMs, unless it's Robbie. In this case, it's all getting thrown to the public sphere.
When you bail on a show 45 minutes in, and then put in the private chat diarrhea. No. What do you expect us to do? What do you expect us to do?
I didn't bail. I said I'll be back, and then
did you not put in the private chat diarrhea?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
That's not.
What do you expect us to do when we're live on stream?
What would you rather me do in that situation? Bailing is like saying you're leaving for no good reason and just leaving and not coming back. That's not what happened.
Well, that is what happened. You bailed and didn't come back.
Would you rather me just instead of have a piss break, just mute my screen and just shit right here?
No.
Well,
you can't do that, Robbie.
I did say to you earlier. I did say to you earlier, if you need to go blow up a toilet, when I told you we were going probably at least 3 hours, I said if you need to go blow up a toilet at some point, just let us know that you got to duck off.
Yeah,
and then you can go do that. It's fine, But when you're going to sit there, with your head in your hands and looking like you don't want to be here anymore, then I'm going to refer back to the fact that you said.
I've been doing that.
I just noticed it, so
Okay, so you noticed me with my ADHD rubbing my face an hour, 2 hours and 50 minutes in, and you're upset now about that?
I'm not upset. I just made a bit out of it.
You're upset.
I'm not upset at all.
Just busted balls.
Yeah, it's fun, Robbie. Your reactions. And this is, people that have criticized Robbie, this is why I believe in Robbie, because you get him to bite on stuff like this, and it's great. I feel like that was an entertaining couple of minutes, personally, and I love him to death.
Upset, Are you upset? I can't see this. I just can't tell sometimes.
Robbie, dude, I love you to death, man. Come on.
Oh, that's nice.
That's sweet.
Come on. Now let's shit on the Shulie Network, hey?
Perfect.
Is that a Stalin 19 thing too, or
no? This is me. I'm presenting this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fuck! It's not ready on the folder that I wanted. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I listened to the Uncle Rico show in the early days of it, and I thought it was pretty damn good and pretty funny. I think they joined the Dabbleverse sort of mid to late 2021, 2022. mid to late 2022 was when Shulie started doing the Uncle Rico show. Then he brought, and initially it was just Shulie and Vince the Lawyer were the first one or two Uncle Rico shows. Then it was Shulie and a pedophile, and they did a few shows, just them two, and then Shulie brought in Mike Morse, and then Bob Levy, and back then they were just using Dabblers Anonymous clips, and the Dabblers Anonymous clips back in 2022 were fucking brilliant. Like they were perfectly. Dabblers Anonymous clips in 2022 were Stalin 19, So Thorough Joe Burrow, Doom, all of these clippers. All those people were on Dabblers Anonymous in 2022, just punching out great fucking Stuttering John clips. And Uncle Rico show ran on that, right? And so it was the best quality clips. And Bob Levy is a funny guy off the cuff. But after a few months, you kind of get the formula. And you kind of go, yeah, I know what joke you're going to make here. And then Shulie's going to fucking tag it with basically the same joke with different words. And, you know, and it kind of started to become boring to me. Well, that's fine. Whatever. I don't need to be interested in it. Then I noticed some things from Shulie that made me feel gross. Like, a lot of people call Shulie a snake. All right. And there's been a few instances of the way Shulie reacts when he's backed in a corner. It's the way if a snake was backed in a corner, it would launch up and bite, right? And deliver the poison. First example was Carl, where Shulie went off on Carl because Chatters said that Shulie stole Carl's bit and put words in Carl's mouth. And then Shulie lashed out and said, oh, really? And went off on Carl. And Carl was like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything to you. I didn't say any of that. And so I was like, oh, that's a bit gross and weird. I was like, oh, that's a one-off. Then what was his name? Chris Abels did the whole thing where he revealed Bob Levy used to buy views for Levyland and all that. And Patrick Melton was live, and Patrick started diving into the Venmos where Chris Abels was buying views, and they started looking into it. And Shulie got word of it, and Shulie lashed out at Patrick and said, oh, maybe if Patrick would I'd sound like Moody, Patrick. Maybe if Patrick would answer an email or a phone call or whatever, and lashed out at Patrick with stuff that also wasn't true. And I'm like, there's a pattern here. There's a pattern of when you get on the defensive, you take it to a nasty place, not continuing a fun place. And that's the criticism we've all had of Stuttering John, where Stuttering John can't roll with the punches. When people make jokes about him, he lashes out and says the nastiest shit possible. So I caught the Uncle Rico show the other day. Nothing else was on. I'd watched and listened to all the stuff I like, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll click on this episode of the Uncle Rico show. And after scrolling past super chats and skipping past them tagging a joke 500 times, I like to see the clips of Stuttering John being a buffoon, even if they ruin it completely in my eyes. Yeah. But they did something on this show that made me go, nah, fuck you. Like, fuck Stuttering John, but fuck you with what you're doing here. All right, so I'm going to take you back. We're going back to August last year when we all found out, we all got the information that Eso, Shulie's former producer, was, at least indulging in child porn, at the very least. Possibly a pedophile. Who knows? Maybe he's just a map. I don't know, but he had 6,000 images of sexual images of children. Some were toddlers. Real disgusting fucking shit. Absolute monster. That information came out just after DabbleCon, and it was that he has he just pled guilty. He was waiting on sentencing, I think, was the information we got at that time. Turns out he'd been arrested a year and a half earlier, 15 months earlier. He'd been arrested and told and spun a story for the Shulie Network. So let's go back to just after that happened. Now, at this point, Stuttering John had not said anything about it. He'd not accused Shulie of anything. I think the only thing he had said was, if you want to hear my thoughts on it, go watch Kevin Brennan. Now, Kevin Brennan was accusing them of stuff, saying, to be fair, right? But Kevin Brennan was saying, oh, they're all pedos and they knew about this and they tried to hide it and blah, blah. So, but that was all Stuttering John had said at this point where the Shulie Network did this show back in August. Here's my first clip. Wait for it.
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned Muttering Jay, Shulie.
What?
Because as we now know, Iso got arrested right after the Pottstown show, right?
Correct.
That's the weekend that Muttering Jay started digging into all of my stuff, right?
Okay.
So don't you find it a little odd that first of all, at the time, he was actively, quote unquote, investigating us, right? Because of all of my stuff. But somehow Muttering Jay, the guy that never misses a thing, has access to everything, can track down any document, any family member to docs, whatever, somehow over the last year has missed this.
And
Great question. Video I would like to present as evidence.
All right, so Shulie just said, great question. All right, fellas. The guy worked for you.
Thank you.
How over this year and a half did you miss that? Like, that's
beggars the question. I remember, if this is the time period that I recall, I had a similar story to you that I used to watch them because I'm looking at for Stuttering John content. I stopped watching them once they were making a big deal about Stuttering John's kids, because I think that again, these kids had they didn't stream about any of these assholes, any of these 40 to 60-year-old grown-ass men with families. So I thought that was, but what really sealed the deal was around that time that the shit was revealed, a stream titled what is Stuttering John hiding? What did he know and when did he know it? Is it this, bro? Yep. I had the same.
I was so grossed out. Yeah.
I had the same reaction as you. It's like, okay, what did Stuttering John know? Like, did he work for Stuttering John? Wait, he worked for.
Yeah, so he worked for you guys. Yeah, so people that didn't know Iso in any way, shape, or form should have been on top of this. But the guy, the people he worked for, I don't know. Well, how would we know? How would we know that he's into CP? Like, holy shit! B Smiley the third, who definitely doesn't like TSN, but making some great points. First of all, put some respect on NJ's name, Frog. Yeah, I like Muttering Jay personally. I know a lot of people hate him. He and I talk about cricket from time to time, and although I think he just Googles stuff to placate me, we've had some nice back and forth. So yeah, I enjoy fucking interacting with Muttering Jay. Sometimes he quote unquote crosses the line, but fucking everyone does at this point. So whatever. And then, yeah, B Smiley again. Apparently, Muttering Jay should have hacked Iso's computer. What is Frog's point? Good question, B Smiley. What is Frog's point? Let's move to the next clip. So again, this is back in August of last year. Now, the only reason I'm going back to this is because what the Shulie Network did last week that made me go, I'm going to go back to that episode and just have a look. What do we go to? Yeah, all right. B Smiley asked, what's Frog's point? All right, here's Frog's point.
crummy with us.
Perhaps somebody that John and Muttering Jay could be blackmailing for some sort of dark secret they might be keeping.
Whoa. I'm not even high enough to make that connection.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cookie. Oh my God.
eat another cookie.
Well, think about this. Other than ESO, who are the two people in the Dabbleverse that we know for sure have photographs of underage children on their hard drives? That's John and Muttering Jay, who have both posted pictures of your kids.
Wow.
Very true. Very true. Muttering.
Listen to that. All right. So first of all, blackmail. All right. What's the leverage on the blackmail? The FBI already had him.
Thank you.
What? Well, so ESO is facing what? 10 years in prison for child porn. He's like, oh, but I don't want the Dabbleverse to know. No, I'll do anything you say. Just don't tell the Dabbleverse.
Please, Duke, please.
Yes, save me from the Dabbleverse finding out.
No, that's like, again, the shit. I remember seeing this clip going around and like, geez. And first of all, the kind of segue from ESO having 6,000 pictures, sexual and violent images of kids, some of them a couple of years old, to Stuttering John posted pics that were on Instagram, just pictures of children. Dean, could you go to jail for having pictures of your little one? You're in possession of pictures of kids.
That's what I was going to say. I have pictures of underage children on my phone, and some of them aren't my children because they have friends. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like it's so disgusting to actually. You guys have been like, and not even caught out for something. Like, we get it. You didn't know he was into that shit. That's fine. You should be running away from this, not trying to flip it and trying to make Stuttering John look bad. Because again, why? Because the snake is backed in the corner and they've been exposed for something. So we can't accept the criticism. We have to go on the attack. That is disgusting. As bad as a shittier person as Stuttering John is, and yes, Stuttering John did say he's got pictures of Shulie's kids. All right. But like you say, it's from Instagram or Facebook or whatever. It was shared publicly. To try and liken that to ESO, I don't care what you think of Stuttering John. That's fucking disgusting to try and to turn it in that direction.
And just like
now we Robbie. Yeah.
I don't even know how that thought would enter your head for them, because I don't know much about this. I'm not gonna lie, not a whole Shulie. But if I was in any way a part of a project where somebody got accused of that, the last thing I would do would ever try to bring up anything remote. I would just like pretend it never happened, and like it was like I'd be like, from this day forward, we never talk about anything that happened on the show from that day. And you know what I mean?
Disavow,
yeah, like disavow, like nothing would be like if we had, let's say we had another like a fifth co-host that we never had, but had something like that happen. I would never look back at even our good moments of the show the same because we had something like that. So what the fact they're like, no, let's bring it back and then try to wrong somebody else or blame, make Stuttering John look bad. Like that's such a whack logic. It's crazy to me.
It's a lower than dog shit move.
Yeah.
Also, it really is
towing a line there. Like, who knows what could come back on you guys if don't be so confident that one of the other guys on that staff didn't know. Because you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because supposedly we didn't know, we had no clue, whatever. So ESO just one day,
maybe one of them did, and by you bringing Stuttering John, by you blaming Stuttering John, what is Stuttering John? And nothing good's going to happen.
Robbie, the day after whatever, or right after Pottstown, this dude gets popped and then tells Shulie, "Okay, guys, I got to go away for a while, and I'm also not going to have computer access." Totally normal thing to say. I wouldn't I wouldn't ask a follow-up question. How could they have known?
You wouldn't ask a follow-up question, and you would continue to say on air for the next 15 months. Yeah, talked to Iso the other day.
Iso's here. He's family. He's family.
Yeah. Iso will be back. You know, that's fine. It's funny you say you bring up that. So here was the reasoning for trying to like push it to the back burner. Again, assuming they didn't know, they wanted to push it to the back burner. Here's the reasoning. Well, these
people that worked behind the scenes that never wanted to be on camera, specifically because of the trolls. So, I just assumed, why am I going to fucking announce that this guy's going through a divorce so Muttering Jay can go dig up the documents?
Muttering Jay, yes.
Yeah, so if Muttering Jay were to dig up documents on his divorce, that would be brutal. So let's lie to protect a man for the next 16 months.
This is what we're watching right now. We're watching some Chad Zumach ass logic that, it's you troll. So, and by the way, like, okay, you troll somebody about their appearance, you troll somebody about their like whatever, like that. We could debate the ethics of that. Somebody gets caught out with 6,000 images of child porn, and you think that they're above troll, that this is, how dare you, sir? You're going to do the scandalized retreat from that? Yeah. The fuck are you?
Now, even, look, Muttering Jay, again, has done some stuff that perhaps is crossing the line or whatever. But if a guy has left the network and he's purely just going through a divorce, I don't know that Muttering Jay would make anything of that. Sure. I doubt he would. I doubt he would make.
Yeah, how does that have any relevance to the Dabbleverse?
Yeah, what's Muttering Jay going to do?
Exactly.
Yeah, Muttering Jay's going to go on Twitter and go, breaking news, Shulie's producer Iso is getting a divorce. The network is falling apart.
Instead of marriages and your divorces, that's not
exactly
news. The only thing that could be
100%.
news with the divorce is if there was like it was an ugly breakup where it went to the courts and evidence came out that he was beating the shit out of the wife or something like that. But just divorce on its own wouldn't be any news.
It happens all the fucking time. So again, basically announcing you lied to protect this guy. Now, we're not making any accusations that you're protecting him from the child porn accusations, but you've admitted you lied to protect him. Now, when a guy goes radio silent for over a year, I know for me personally, I'm not going to keep lying for that dude. Like, he's gone. I would just say he disappeared. We've got no idea. Why would you say, I talked to him the other day, when you've got no idea where
he's around. He's right here. Yeah. We're all family.
You've got no idea where he is, but you know what? Trust this guy implicitly. He told me he's going through a divorce. That's what he's doing. Yeah, it's not sus at all that he hasn't reached out in over a year. It's just
totally normal thing to do when you work someplace, right?
Yeah. Now, we're going to go back to the blackmail thing, and just because Frog's a smug piece of shit, I just want to drum it in. What a fucking moron he is. These are taking a long time to load.
Okay. So again, all of a sudden, after Iso's arrest, again, this is all within a 1 month period after Iso's arrest, all of a sudden, Muttering Jay, who is the guy that finds everything, and as we now know, there was a news story about Iso's arrest the day it happened, and a press release from the government and stuff. So what I think is Muttering Jay found it, used it to blackmail Iso, and get info for John.
The tagline of the Shulie Network, I don't think it's their tagline anymore, but their tagline for a long time was never planned, never personal, always funny. Let me tell you something about this right here. This is clearly planned. It's very personal, and it's not the slightest bit funny.
Right on the money. Yeah. How is this guy? And by the way, the moral high ground of this guy, I'm a guy that pulled a gun on my elderly neighbor, but my elderly neighbor beat the shit out of me because I'm a little bitch, even with a gun. Great guy.
Yeah. Tremendous. So yeah, that was all that. So that was back then. All right. So I tuned in to the Uncle Rico last week, the Uncle Rico show last week. We played a clip on our Sunday show, and I said, I teased on our show, I got something for Thursday. I might have a bombshell. At the time, I didn't know I actually had a bombshell, but I found a bombshell. But first of all, I want to show you why I went back to this episode, because 8 months, what is it, 8 months now? 8 months later, 9 months later, desperate for content, obviously, they're going back through Stuttering John archives. The guys who employed the pedophile, hang on. The guys that employed the pedophile went with, where is it? It's got to be this one, doesn't it? Oh, maybe it's in downloads. Hang on. My apologies. Oh, no.
This is some like movie shit where they hack your hard drive. So
Yeah. It must be this one. I thought this was a different. I didn't title this one. I thought it was a different. It must be this one. It's got to be. Please be.
He just fucking did it.
Yep. Came right out and said it.
Wow.
Good for you, John. It cleanses the soul.
Wow. Wow.
This
isn't the first time that we've caught him slipping up about that. Remember, there was the time that he talked about, it was like a month before the news broke, and he was saying how he knew something nefarious that had been going on here.
Yep. 100%. I remember that.
100%.
In case you just tuned in, breaking news.
This is big.
Right out of John's mouth. This is a year.
Wait, so just to be clear, this is in April of 2025. We're going to rehash the ESO thing and try and put some sort of blame on Stuttering John.
Go.
You need saliva this time.
In April.
Dues payer. Ms. Charlie loves takes the $2. We need to flag his channel for hiring the frog the pedo. I don't know anything about it, but I know a lot about it. But
Interesting pause there from Shulie. Let's see if they do let the clip play out, but he's paused it there because of what Stuttering John just said.
We'll be right back.
I haven't gone through the whole criminal history of Philip Joseph Riso.
Yeah, so what Stuttering John was saying is, I know a lot about, I haven't been through his whole criminal history. What Stuttering John is saying is, I know this guy's a piece of shit. He got in a fight with an 80-year-old man who is his next-door neighbor, pulled a gun on him, etc. Assuming Frog's not a pedophile, we're going to assume that right now, that super chat didn't say anything about ESO.
Nope.
It was talking about Philip Russo, right? So they're putting words in John's mouth. We all know John's a wet brain moron and he worded it poorly, right? That is what it is. And they found that to pounce on it, to be like, Stuttering John knew. Hey, what do you guys have to say about that?
Well, also, how wet brain of a moron do you have to be to hear that and be like, oh wow, he's literally referring to, he calls him by his full ass name, his dog's name.
So he's clearly talking about Philip J. Russo. So on that same theme, if you're going to play it that way, Shulie Network, TSN, if that's how you're going to play it, this is how I'm going to play it, because I found something.
Uh-oh.
Hashtag Shulie knew.
Shulie knew.
Regular job.
Right. He was working with his family. That's what we'd heard.
Right. The way it was explained to me was it was going to get ugly over the kids and he needed something.
boy, did it get ugly over the kids.
He set you up
Very-
with that one.
Very profound, Shulie. Yeah. It did get ugly over the kids.
Steady and something, a real job. And so we understood. So, but he was, look, there's no denying Iso is the one that helped me start broadcasting, doing all this stuff. You know, he helped us with everything. He was our only producer back then. We had no staff. It was just us and Iso. None of us knew. And at that time, he was part of the team, you know, up until we found out what we found out. Wow. He just fucking did it.
Yep. Came right out and said it.
Wow.
So, judging by those words from Shulie, let's go back. Let's just listen to what Shulie said just here.
You know, he helped us with everything. He was our only producer back then. We had no staff. It was just us and Iso. None of us knew. And at that time, he was part of the team, you know, up until we found out what we found out.
When did Iso stop being a part of the team, Shulie? I would have thought when he stopped contacting you in 2023. And that's what you just said. That's when you found out what you found out. Hashtag Shulie knew.
Another way of finding out, another way of that we might thesaurus found out is knew, right? That's when he knew.
Yes. So there it is. There's your smoking gun, ladies and gentlemen. I found it. Shulie knew. Now, again, I'm being, is facetious the right word? Perhaps it is.
Flippant?
Yeah, like it. Yeah. They would be insane to continue to say that they were talking to Iso the other day and Iso's coming back. They would be insane to keep saying that if they knew about his arrest, all right? Of course. I'm just playing the same game that you're playing with Stuttering John, Shulie. Like, that's what you just said. He was a part of the team until we found out what we found out. Well, he stopped being a part of your team when he got arrested. So sounds like you're saying that's when you found out. Now, look, who knows? Maybe they did say, maybe they thought if we keep this under wraps, maybe no one will ever find out. Because no one really knew who Iso was, right? Yeah. Was anyone really going to look into Iso? Was anyone ever really going to find out?
Like they thought maybe if they just kept saying, oh, he's just doing his own thing, that he would just end his prison term, go away, and no one would ever realize their producer was on child porn?
Along those lines, yeah. Like if someone brings it up.
In the 21st century with the internet and like open, what's the word I'm looking for?
Dumb. The ease of access to the information.
Yeah, there we go. That's pretty much what I was looking for. Yeah.
But it just breaking down his words there. He was a part of the team until we found out what we found out. The guy had been gone for well over a year. You'd not spoken to him. You'd not heard from him. Why is he a part of your team? Like, if you got a business and someone doesn't show up for work for over a year, you're going to refer to them as part of the team? I wouldn't have thought so. You know,
after having explicitly told you, hey, guys, I'm not going to be around, and also I'm not going to be on the computer.
Yeah, not going to have access to my computers, I think.
So at that point, like the mascot is much more a functional part of the team than Iso was as he's getting ready to go to the can. And also, it reminds me of one of the games that he and again, I'm no Chad Zumach. I'm not going to diss video games. I'm a huge gamer, but Shulie. Oh, you got me. Shulie and Iso, one of the games that they used to play together was Roblox. That has a kind of dark tinge to it in hindsight.
You know what's funny? You bring up Roblox, right? Because I let my son play Roblox, but I picked a certain couple of games, right? They're very innocent games for a kid. But my wife was like super nervous about it because she's like, I've heard so much about Roblox, blah, blah. I said, he's too young to read the chat. He's just going around the game finding stuff. I said, I'm comfortable with that. But it became a whole other thing, games being addictive and his behavior getting bad and all that. And I was like, all right, we need to fucking dial this back a little bit. But the shit I've read about Roblox, holy shit. The predators lurk on fucking Roblox, man. Like it's documented and proven. It's, yeah.
I mean, look, we know that firsthand.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. A predator was lurking on Roblox. He's, I forget what he sentenced. I think he got 9 years.
I think he's 6 years in the can.
6 years, is it? Yeah. Which not enough. I mean, even if you're just a map, I understand maps don't actually abuse kids, but you're a part of the abuse.
But you're part of the.
That's what I'm saying.
You're a consumer of the images.
Yeah,
you're a part of the process.
There would be no images.
Exactly. So yeah, he's not necessarily like everyone calls him a pedophile. I don't know that he's ever fucked a kid.
I think you technically still are, aren't you?
Oh, is the the attraction to kid? It's like whether
but he's in jail for a child sex crime. I think that. Kind of
I guess once you're convicted, for sure. Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah. Once you're convicted of a child sex crime, you're a pedophile. You're right. Good point. But yeah, I guess more.
I was just
no.
I was like.
No, I like us to be factual and correct about these things. I mean, because a lot of people like Josh Giddey got called a pedophile because he fucked that 16-year-old or 15-year-old.
Well, that story died suspiciously quickly. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know, but what I'll say is
the second I felt like there was a paycheck and a trade, and all of a sudden everyone forgot. Oh, it's that.
I know, but.
Right?
A 19-year-old having sex with a 15-year-old. That's not pedophilia.
Right. He doesn't look as young as he's.
Well, because at the time he was 19. I think he's like 22, 23 now.
Yeah. See, that's where people.
But and you can see how guys get stung. Like you're out at a club where everyone's drinking. You know what I mean? Guys can get stung. It's easier to go home with a chick that's underage in a club.
There's people that look like they're in their like late 20s. They're like 16 now. It's crazy.
It's different than Kumia going to prom as a grown-ass man.
I talked to somebody the other day, thought I was a senior in high school. I don't know if I...
Wow.
Yeah.
All the girls last week were guessing my age is like early to mid-30s. I thought, wow, that's great. But, yeah, no, like you said, MJ Ranger, the Kumia thing, like a guy in his 40s or 50s, I think he's at the time going to prom with a 17-year-old. Again, technically, pedophilia is younger than that. Like a teenage girl, I forget the word for it, but look, we won't get bogged down on technicalities. That's a grown man dating a child.
Yep.
That ain't right. Now did he fuck her? I don't know. Like now I still find Anthony Cumia hilarious, but that's weird. That's a bit off.
Are we talking like Anthony Cumia? Was he in like a Bill Belichick situation, or was this even worse than that?
He took a girl to prom.
Yeah, no,
it's
like, worse than that.
I thought you were just making it. Oh
no, Bill Belichick fucking a 24-year-old. Fucking good for Bill Belichick. That's
really
that's
You're
great.
on the good for Bill train. You don't think that's weird at all?
He's dedicated his life to football.
He deserves the reward.
No, well, he got married. Had kids. The marriage fell apart. He got fired or left the Patriots.
She's running in Miss South Carolina this year.
Yeah, but at least she's running. He's not running in Miss Teen South Carolina.
Exactly.
Big.
Yeah. When you're a guy in his 70s,
22, I thought.
You're a guy in your 70s. You've got some free time for the first time in 30, 40, 50 years. He's finally got some free time, and some fucking gorgeous bitch wants to fucking ride your dick. Oh, tell me you wouldn't be in for that. Are you kidding me?
He's born in 52.
Hey, man, look, Bill Belichick post Patriots has been so entertaining. He gets a
That
fucking
part is
pass
true.
from me. He's been so great. Who knew Bill Belichick? Well,
Exactly.
you kind of do know, because I don't know that you could be that successful managing young men if you couldn't relate to people and have a sense of humor.
Sure.
You know, I think you have to have that to be a great coach. But we never saw it publicly. Once he was done with the Patriots and he started showing this amazing sense of humor and all that on television and some charisma, it's like, oh no, I see why Bill Belichick has been so successful in his life. He gets it. Like, he gets it. What, Robbie?
I mean, also, okay, first off, I still think that age gap's weird. But second off, this is
Of course it's weird, but
yeah, that's what I asked.
Good
He
for
said
him.
It's not weird.
no, I said good for him. I didn't say it's not weird. I just said it's good for him. Two grown adults. It's fine.
Well, technically, there's a difference between fine, weird, and it's good for him. But anyway, this just another. So you know how usually when you see an old guy and a young girl, you're like, oh, there's two situations. Either the girl's getting played because it's a power play, or more likely it's because what am I like the guy thinks she actually likes him, but really she just wants his money. This is one of the weird situations where I actually think she's so psycho that she actually likes Bill Belichick, where Bill Belichick's in a weird situation where he wouldn't care either way, because they were interviewing her and she's like, yeah, one of the reasons I became so attached to him is we have the same zodiac sign. And so just another
that's insane. Well, what I was going to say is Bill
rage about astrology, biggest scam on the face of the earth.
Wait! Before you start, I actually fucking created this.
I'm a little piggy. Here's my snout. Oink, oink, oink. The fuck, cunt! Fuck you! If that's the new Robbie's Rage, I quit.
I'm shocked that's still in the archives. That was not what I was going to rage about, but I mean...
Well, you were about to rage. I was like, I remembered I put this together, added it to the thing, the Robbie's Rage intro. So I was like, I got to play it.
Yeah. Do you want me to do my other one, or we are 3 hours?
No, I definitely don't. No, I just
Okay.
You were starting to rant, and I remembered that I
Okay,
created
so you want me
that.
to save what I was going to do today for Sunday then? I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Well, we're probably not doing a show Sunday, actually.
Oh, that's good to know. Why not?
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Just gotta sleep it
Real
off.
life, no? Real life. But we've done a
Are you
show
okay?
today. Everything's fine. I'm not Aaron Imholt. I don't have to tell you what my family is doing on a Sunday night. All right? It's fine. But all of that, what we were just talking about, Bill Belichick with a 24-year-old, is it weird? What we can be confident in saying is Bill Belichick and Tom Brady weren't on Roblox trying to find that 24-year-old.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah.
I was about to
1000%
ask this. How did this conversation about Bill Belichick start again? I know
Who was that? He brought us.
It was because NJ Ranger brought up the fact that Eso and Shulie were playing Roblox games together online, and we got into the fact that
Bill Belichick.
because I brought up
age gap.
I brought up Josh Giddey, people calling Josh Giddey a pedophile, and I was like, that's a 19-year-old sleeping with a 15-year-old.
So
and then
for
he
once,
brought up
Brady-
Kumia, and then you brought up Belichick.
So it wasn't like I made a crazy logical, just off the deep end
No.
jump. It was a gradual,
sequential.
process.
I do enjoy that in life. My friend actually that dropped the carton. Now I know it wasn't DoorDash. He definitely actually just dropped the carton at my door.
Creepy, but cool.
But he and I have conversations all the time, and we'll reach a point and go, how did we get here? And I do love backtracking, like the links. Yeah, because the conversation started here and you ended up over here. I was like, what were the things that linked all of those things together?
Engineering.
Yeah, how did we jump from this thing to this thing to this thing? But anyway, there's no doubt that Patrick Milton is back live because our numbers have just been ticking down over the last 45 minutes to an hour.
Only 19 people here left are Goat Man, and the other 18 fell asleep with their devices on.
Yeah. B Smiley says Kumia definitely knew what he was doing. LOL. Yeah, I mean, look, there's nothing proven about
Doesn't he
Cumia
have a
in
young
terms of.
girlfriend or wife now too?
She's mid-30s.
Oh, I thought it was like mid.
I think Missy B is like 34, 35, something like that. There's nothing proven that Cumia has necessarily had sex with an underage girl, but the way he's talked over the years, it's gross. It's definitely gross, and I think we all. Well, I don't give him a pass, but Anthony's made me laugh so much that I'm like, well, show me some proof and yeah, and then I'll shit on him.
Are you
but,
saying there's a laugh ratio where if you make me laugh a certain amount of times, I'll look past certain things?
Well, no, you make me laugh a certain amount of times, and I need a certain amount of proof. Right?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. If you're not funny, then any proof will do, or no proof will do. Anyway, we've done 3.5 hours. It's been an amazing birthday stream. Thank you, everyone that's turned out for it. Appreciate all of the generosity on super chats and super tips. Everyone's been great. It makes a boy feel special on his birthday, especially when my kids woke up this morning. We came out of the lounge room, turned on the telly and stuff. They didn't say a word. And then my wife walked out and she was like, "Morning, everyone." And then a good couple of minutes went by, and then my wife went, "Oh, happy birthday."
Only a couple minutes? That's nothing. I could beat you.
But then she goes, "Kids, did you say happy birthday?" I was like, they were like, "Oh, happy birthday, Dad." I was like, "Yeah, cool. Thanks, kids." You know, but
you have nothing to whine about compared to how the record my family could beat you with.
Please, Robbie.
I'm just
we're gonna turn this into a Robbie misery tour again.
Minutes. It could be much worse.
Yeah. Yeah, your dad and your brother treat you like shit. I get it.
No, I wasn't saying that.
I named names. Should I not have named? He named name.
No, I was just saying like people.
No, Robbie, we all understand.
Oh, you know this stuff is public. Shut up. Never mind. I was trying to make a joke. It failed. You don't have to keep digging my grave. Fail. I was talking about it.
If anyone has a bad moment, Robbie has to say, "Well, you haven't had it as bad as me."
Oh, that's not true. That is not true.
It's so easy to get you to buy it. Just throw it out there. It's so easy. Thank you, everyone, for your generosity. Thank you, NJ Ranger, for joining us. I think you need to join us more because I do like you as a laugh track. You were laughing at my stuff more than the other boys usually do.
It's the TSN way, right? That's how we support each other.
And I've never messaged any of the boys and said you don't laugh enough at my stuff. I live with it. But no, thank you for coming. You're a great addition. And it's great to see your face.
I'm joking.
What?
I was going to make another complaint to see if you thought. Never mind. I'm really tired. My sense of humor is gone out the window. I'm sorry.
Goatman, happy birthday, Aussie. The laziness of that, by the way, HBD, like you fucking lazy prick. But you'd laugh at my material off camera. Goatman, you are the least funny person that I've ever encountered in my life. Seriously.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That dude could get like an easy, funny punchline, and he'll find a way to strip away the comedy and just drop a dump on your lap and go, "You thought that was funny, didn't you?"
To be fair, you can make a case he's so unfunny at times it's endearing in a funny way.
Well, that's why I like him. You know what I mean?
Okay, but you weren't going to say that part. You were the way you are.
No, because that's not what I do.
Assume they realized you don't like them. Instead, he would have gone to bed and cried himself to sleep because he wouldn't have put that last part together without me saying that.
I would hate for him to get back on the bottle because of something I said. So,
wait, he was on the bottle? That's what happened? Man, you're spilling all his secrets tonight, dude.
What?
I mean, know that's why he went.
You're unbelievable. You are unbelievable, dude. Hey, like this is what's great about you.
Unbelievable one.
I throw a comment out there. that we could just move on from,
Dude,
but then you have to zero it.
Anything I say seriously.
You have to zero in on it and go, wait, is that what happened? Oh my god!
I have a fucking weird noggin. I don't know what you expect from me.
Exactly what you give us, mate. That's exactly. It's all I
was
ever
looking
ask of
for.
That's not necessarily a good thing either.
wait, Goat Man's coming with. Thanks for the laughing emojis. No, hey, Goat Man is a great dude and
blown up or something.
genuinely good dude. Painfully unfunny. That's all. That's all it is. So, NJ, you got anything you want to plug or anything coming up?
Just my channel, youtube.com/NJRanger201. I'm for the past year, I've been working on a follow-up video to my NJR News episode about Eric Adams, who's the mayor of New York, who's wildly corrupt. And in the past year, he was indicted, and then
quite the year.
Yeah, he literally in this. I have been procrastinating this video because I was going to end it at one point, and then this dude gets indicted, and then this dude gets like, well, that's it. No, bro, that's what I was doing, and then I realized I was like, okay, I got shit or get off the pot, and now that the charges were dropped, is like, okay, I got it.
Eventually, it's funny because the last mayor that was as corrupt as him was he a mayor or was governor? Blogovich, you remember him in Illinois? Was he Chicago mayor or the governor?
Was governor of Illinois.
Okay, yeah, but he reminds me of him in that sense that he's going to get to a certain point where he's almost like leaning into the fact he's so corrupt. So people are like, we know you're a corrupt guy, but I mean, you seem like a guy I'd want to have a beer with still. Like he's gotten to the point where the only difference between him and Eric Adams is when Blagojevich went to trial, he didn't have a friend in the president of the United States. And Blagojevich had the one judge that actually didn't like him. So he went to jail for longer than he should have, which is rare because usually in Illinois you go for much less than you should for a politician. Blagojevich actually got the entire book thrown at him.
Yeah, he was a sin eater.
Yeah.
So yeah,
very good. Well,
that's the Aussie Guy, is it?
No. I look forward to it because you guys have, piqued my interest. I guess this is the wording I was looking for.
Eric Adams had an interesting about. He's been.
I mean, I've definitely heard of him.
Well over like
clownish.
Last year and a half have really been interesting.
Well, I look forward to it. I think it'll be good. And Go Man says NJR was a delight. Love to see the guy join you guys again. You were a delight, dude. I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you guys for having me, and happy birthday, big dog.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Robbie, you want to plug anything other than your asshole?
Official USA Pod on X. That was another rant I was going to do. I had three options: MLB, astrology, or people that don't say Twitter and say X, or don't say X but say Twitter. And I was like, no, I'll say that till I have the notes for that ready to go, but I'm just saving for the episode where Scoop actually stays to the end because I'm going to mute him and then do it and see what his reaction is.
Join us next week for the things Robbie might have done for the show.
No, but I have this all written out, ready to go. It's just so annoying. It's like people are like, I still don't call it X. It's like, you want a cookie, dude? Like,
if you're proud about it, yeah. If you're, I don't know, if you're announcing,
he thinks he's making a stand. Like, dude, you're doing. The people that key Teslas are making more of a stand than you are, and that's not doing shit either.
I will say though, they should have kept the word tweet.
Yeah,
I mean that was unique. That was unique. Change the name, but just keep
people
tweet.
Accidentally call it Twitter or say tweeted. I don't give a shit. It's the people like it's a personal. You know what I mean? Like it's
make a thing of it.
Like, why would you spend one iota of a brain cell either way thinking, like, which it is? Like, just say what you think it is, and you know what I mean? Anyway, you can find me at Mayor Robbie on X, which is mostly Mayor boring stuff. There's only 18 people left, so no one's going to hear this anyway. All right, so let's go to you next, Aussie Guy. Or NJ.
Oh, no, I did mine.
No, he did his plugs. Remember we talked about Eric Adams? You know that thing we did?
Yeah, no, I know. My brain is completely mush at this point.
Very, very good. Pretty antisocial. Plug them because we did our second episode of Towing the Lie earlier yesterday, if you're on the East Coast. Anyway, it's on Pretty Antisocial's channel. We broke down Aaron Imholt spurging out at the Pretty Antisocial girls. We had a good time. Unfortunately, I had the wrong mic connected. I got a message late after we finished the stream, and the message said, "I think you're on the wrong mic." And I clicked on it, and I went, "Fuck me!" Eccles usually all over that shit, but yeah, you can tell that it's my headset mic. There's like a slight echo that there normally isn't. You can still hear me fine. But I was like, it's not my usual microphone. But anyway, the show's great. Go check it out. Subscribe to them. Like and subscribe here. Leave a comment after the fact if you're watching after the fact. It's great if you leave a comment. It helps with the algorithm. Even if you want to shit on us, by all means, shit on us. Shit on Robbie particularly, but shit on all of us, if you will, as it were, if you will. And on Twitter, I'll never call it X. I am 10 subscribers away from 1,000. Let's get me to 1,000 on my birthday, hey?
Yes.
Because on Twitter, I am at that Sussy Guy. Just imagine that Aussie Guy and put an S where the A should be. We'll catch you next time on United States of Australia.